jab, uppercut, leave you laid out on the floor. Try to duck and roll, hit and miss, now you counting stars. Should've practiced more, should've hit the mask, get out there more. Praying that you're the best. You gotta show me, son. Actions over words, baby boy. Is you real or what? Talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports,
Once again, you're tuned in to World Combat Sports. Salute to everyone who's starting off their work week, man. Salute to the ones who support the channel. Much appreciated each and every day. You know what it is. And we're going to talk about some boxing topics outside of the thumb. You know, coming up out of that Dallas footprint over there. You know what I'm saying? I was having some conversations, right? Salute to everyone who's tuned in. I was having some conversations, you know, on how the Dallas loss, you know, will affect the boxing in that footprint. You know what I'm saying? The Dallas Cowboys set the tone for the year when it comes to boxing. Is it possible you can screw up as bad as they did and it doesn't tank the entire footprint, the grid? You know what I'm saying? Is it possible that they pretty much cursed boxing for the year 2022? Seriously, how can you screw up that bad and it don't affect any other sport in Texas, dog? Look, this is the one where people say that's America's team. You know what I'm saying? This is America's team over there. Texas so big. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's a lot of influence over there with Jerry Jones guy. Well, I'm just not understanding what I witnessed yesterday, and I'm not even really a football fan. But I'm just saying, how in the hell can a game end the way it did, and you're supposed to beat America's team? Like, you're supposed to have the money, you're supposed to have, you know, the talent and everything else, and you just went in there and blew everything. Not to mention, you know, people look up to the Dallas Cowboys. You know, they talk about Errol Spence being co-signed by, you know, the owner Jerry Jones and all that. But this might just set the tempo for the entire Dallas boxing scene for 22. Seriously. Now it's even more shaky to see if Spence is going to make it to the Ugas fight. Now it's even more interesting if Jermell Charlo is going to be able to defeat Brian Castano. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm looking at the game. I'm saying to myself, oh my God, that is a disaster what I just watched. That whole game was almost like it was somebody put some voodoo on it or something. All the penalties, it's just something that shouldn't be happening in football when we look at the last play. You know what I'm saying? We look at the last play. How in the heck is that supposed to happen? How can the whole Texas demographic recover from this, man? Now, don't talk about the ATL, the Dirty Birds. Now, I always tell you, I was expecting us to fly out, you know, before the playoffs anyway. The wings was already spread it. We was doing other things. We was making other plans. But Dallas, we're talking about two big fights that's on the horizon that's coming up. You know what I'm saying? We have two big fights. They have to somehow weather the storm, y'all. Because this is just unheard of on how a football team can sabotage, continue to disappoint and let down their fans. Look, they lose so much, it's becoming meme city on social media. What happens if Spence don't make it to the fight, man? I don't know what the YouTube community that support the Dallas Cowboys and them boxers over there, I don't know how their mindset is going to be. I really don't understand how they're going to function in life. It's looking real crazy. For real. It's looking real crazy when you come to think about it. You got the Errol Spence stuff that's going on. You got Jermell Charlo have to step back in there. All off the tone that's already been set by the Dallas Cowboys. Look at how that cloud is going to hover over that scene over there for 2022. It's going to be thick. It's going to be hail coming down on that. It's going to be golf ball size hailstorm coming down on that state. It's going to be something slippery and wet for Texas this year. Things aren't looking good, Shawty. For real, things ain't looking good. I just don't see it. Things aren't looking good. Somebody need to do something. Somebody need to stop by the gym, see what's going on with Derrick James and them. Do he know the potential forecast? You know what I'm saying? Do he know this inclement weather is already on deck over there? What's his game plan? Showtime, what's good? What's good? Say WCS World Combat Sports. What's going on? What's going on with you there, Showtime? What's going on with you? The last play was sad. I agree, man. Absolutely agree. That shit right there was just something unspecial. That shit was unspecial. For real. It was unspecial in many different ways to set the tone. You know what I'm saying? We're in the middle of January in 2022, and the Cowboys just do some shit that you can't even believe your eyes. Like, what the fuck am I watching? Like, they got Jerry Jones, don't they? They got Dak. They got the whole crew. They got the team. What are we watching, dog? I think that might have bled over into, the big fights that's coming on the horizon over there in Texas too. I think they pretty much might have been, the starting point out the blocks this year for bad luck over there in Texas. For real. I think it's all bad when you look at it. We'll see. We'll definitely see what's going to happen, with the two big fights coming out over there. Because, last time I checked, Errol Spence was co-signed by Jerry Jones. That's what people love to talk about. Jerry Jones co-signed the Carlos Ocampo fight. Yeah. He hopped in the ring and all that. True words, but Jerry Jones can't get his team in there to do some damage. What's going on? Bruce Gold's on deck. What's good with you? He says, salute Scotty, World Combat Sports. I'll send you the link for the show. Run a few. All right, for sure. Appreciate that, Bruce. Real talk. Showtime, what's good?
What's going on with your World Combat Sports? Salute to you, man.
I'm good, my brother. Salute to y'all too, man. Congrats again on the win.
Yeah, thanks, man. I was trying to get Jihad to do something with you after the fight, man, but it got hectic and everything. I wanted him to tap in because I know I had him on Southern T's panel earlier before the fight, and I was trying to link and get you on too, but you wasn't on live when we was chopping it up. Cause I was gonna have.
I wasn't on live, dude. You got my number, though.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying I I didn't know what you was doing. Normally you be on, and I was gonna jump on your shit with you. You know what I'm
Man,
saying?
you know what it is. You got to hit me up because my schedule, is, you know what I'm saying? Is
Yeah,
I
but
be this place, that place.
we gonna put something together for you because he wanted to thank you for the article and all of that you did
No, it's all good, man. I
prior
appreciate
to
the
the fight.
influence, my.
Oh yeah, yeah, that was nice. Right? What did you think, man?
Oh man, like I say, every fight is different for Jahai. And
Yeah,
man, this time, dude, man, he just keep on changing levels, dog. You know what I'm saying? The
yeah,
way he go in there and fight, he doesn't seem like he have a concern. He's in control of how he's gonna go out there and inflict damage on his opponent. He
yeah,
seems like you heard what they were saying. Some of the things that Jahai is doing, you got to be born with that. Just like I was saying,
yeah,
he finally gave him price. He said, "Man, you got to be born. You know that movement he doing. That's not
yeah,
something that's taught in the gym."
yeah. Yo, Timothy Bradley, right?
Yeah,
I called him Uncle Ruckus. I called him Uncle Ruckus. I said he hates his black fighters. I said, but you can't. I said when Jihad brings it out of you, you know what I'm saying, you want to get on Jihad's case, but then you see something in him, but then you catch yourself because you got that Uncle Ruckus in you. Because he
yeah,
was saying,
man.
yeah, in the pre-fighter meetings, right? I couldn't catch him after the fight. I was trying to get him after the fight. But in the pre-fighter meetings, he was like, "Oh, you know that guy? That's the guy that fought Joey Spencer, right?" And yeah,
Yeah, I heard him say that.
he ran with the sauce. Cause I said, "Yeah, man, we gonna smoke that dude, all gas, no brakes." And he had to say that on the what's the name? Cause he remembered. I told him, I said, "Yo, Jahai's gonna smoke this dude, man. Watch, man. We looking to make a statement just for that simple fact." What he said? Oh, this guy fought Joey Spencer, and Joey Spencer was the former prospect of the year over there at the PBC.
Yeah,
So we was looking to make a statement. He went the distance with Akeem Black. But shout out to Akeem Black. And Akeem Black said Jahai Tucker's on a whole nother level, you know?
mm-hmm.
Yeah, but yeah, it was dope, man. Just too cold for me up there, man. I can't too damn cold, man. Like 2 degrees. On midday, it's only about 15, 16. It's like too cold up there, man.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Akeem Black. You know, brother stepped in when they told me Showtime. You know, I was looking at it like they said he went the distance with Joey Spencer, who I don't think is all that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
okay, he went the distance. Okay, Joey Spencer's put himself in some tough fights that should have been pretty easy because they was
yeah,
hyping this dude up. But
yeah,
I was like, the pace Jahai is gonna set on this dude is not
yeah,
gonna be Joey Spencer's motherfucking pace. It's
yeah,
two different paces, two different boxes. And
yeah.
he landed those 3 uppercuts
Yeah, it was
before
a
the
wrap.
ref stopped it. I was like,
Yeah,
what the
yeah,
hell are we watching, dog?
yeah. I'm glad you brought that up because I told somebody ringside, right? And I was glad Jahar said what he said too. Is this a bad stoppage? Because right, because it's
Yeah.
like look at the fighter's reaction. He's in there fighting. He ain't wild out on the ref like, yo, why you stop this fight? He was relieved. Sometimes
Mhm.
fighters know best. He was relieved, and you see it on the camera angle when Jihad hit him with that uppercut and turn. Yeah, he almost fell through the turnbuckle. If the corner wasn't there, he would have fell through the
Mhm.
turnbuckle.
Yeah.
He would have fell through the turnbuckle because he was still on wobbly legs from the first round. He just caught that one at the end of the round, and he got that little hiatus break in the corner. But he was still on shaky legs to start the second round.
Man, Jahad turned them out after those 3 uppercuts, man. I say they need to go ahead and stop this because it's only gonna get worse from here. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying? When
it
you got a
was.
fighter to start the round off at the same pace he did the last round, and he's showing over and over again he has the gas tank, he has the boxing IQ, and now Timothy Bradley has kept on reiterating this Showtime. He keeps reiterating that Jahar has confidence. This is
Yeah,
the guy who ain't scared to go in there and take a risk with his opponents. And that's what's going to make him stand out from a lot of other boxers in that weight division. I'm telling you, They might talk about Jahai get hit. It's boxing. Yeah, he gonna
Everybody,
get hit.
everybody gets hit. Yeah, you're gonna have to get hit.
But he's 6-0, and all his performances is different.
Yeah. And what I keep telling them is, I'm like, yo, your ceiling is through the roof because you still a baby. Happy early birthday to him. He turns 19 tomorrow on the 18th.
Yeah,
But I'm like,
yeah.
man, you still don't got your man strength yet, man.
Hell no,
You a
dog.
couple of years off from really being a man, what we consider a man with that real man strength, man. But though, shout out to the Rival gloves. We got custom made Rival gloves. Those are all the punches gloves, man. Those gloves, man. Shout out
Okay,
to
for sure.
Rival.
Shout out to Rival, man.
And we linked that when all of us was together in December at the Michael Williams Jr. fight and the Richard Comey fight. We linked all that up. That right after he did that interview with you, that was the lady from Rival that we was talking
Yeah.
to.
I seen that. Yeah. I seen him over there talking to her. Yeah.
Yep, those are the gloves right there. That from that day right there. Those are the gloves that we got designed that she made for him. Well, shout
Okay,
out to
that's what's
them.
up, man.
Yeah, shout out to them, man. But yeah, shout out Troy Osley too and his opponent. That dude Harry Harry Cruz. Yo, he was game, man. He took a serious ass whooping.
He took a serious ass whooping. Then he one of them dudes that's on the street. You got to pick up a cinder block. You got to pick up a damn broken street light, a street lamp, or something, man.
Yeah.
Troy Isaac gave that dude a beating, dog.
Man, yo, he took some shots, man. I was like, yo, I had mad respect for him. I had to tell him that after the fight, like, yo, bro, you a warrior, man. I was like, they just put you in there against a tough Olympian, man. I said, if you would have fought anybody else, I think you would have came out victorious, man, because you was walking through fire, man, and you still standing.
But he's super sloppy, though. For him to have sparring partners like Chad Dawson and some other people, like, he's a very sloppy fighter, but tough as shit.
Yeah, that's what it is. I think he's just tough. He's like, I don't like to call guys punching bags, but I think he's just that guy
He is a punching bag, dog.
When you want that work and you want somebody that's going to be in there and stand in there and they're not going to go nowhere, you're able to like beat on them. I didn't want to call him that, but that's probably typically what he's like classified as.
Yeah, man, old boy took an ass when I don't know how long he has left in life before he starts slurring his speech.
Oh yeah.
Jesus Christ, man. I mean, I'm surprised Isaac didn't break his hands on that dude.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Because
when he came out in the beginning of the fight, man, Troy was hitting him with some bombs. And then I said, oh, this is gonna be an early fight. And then old boy was like, nah, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? He kept coming back, answering the bell. I guess Troy had to pace himself so he wouldn't get tired out.
He gonna punch himself out. Yeah. That's a fact. I like, what my highlight of the night was, especially for my daughters too, because they was up there. They got to see that side, a whole different side. Abraham Nova came out with a mascot. I never seen that in boxing before. I with cheerleaders, and he had the mascot. I don't know if they were showing that on the camera, but he had the mascot running throughout the event center arena the whole night with the cheerleaders, hyping the crowd up. And I was like, that's something.
I saw him ringside. They showed him ringside shadow boxing, but I don't think they showed him running through the arena.
Yeah, he was going throughout the arena, or like during the fight, duration of the fight, hyping the crowd up. And I was like, damn, that is a smart marketing ploy. That's why I know I definitely brought that up to him when I interviewed him. Because I was like, man, you got the sauce. I had to tell him, like, you came off with that one. Wow. I was like, that was a good marketing scheme, having your own mascot like a baseball game or football game in the arena like that. That was dope. I liked it that.
How you grade his performance? Being he was clipped early, but he ended up, gaining regaining control of the fight.
I say this for him. He's been inactive for a while. For that to be his first fight after that inactivity, and the guy he fought wasn't no slouch. He was game. And I think when he had one loss, like I said, I gave him a B too. For the inactivity and not having no fights like that, I gave him a B. I like to see him get that title shot. That's why I'm glad he called out the WBO champion.
Mm-hmm.
To stay busy. But I give him a B, man.
That's what's up, man. We hear Pop a lot. Done dot on deck. How y'all feeling, man? My topic was, Dallas in a sense, man.
Yeah,
They
yo, listen,
they
I'm
they
gonna let
looked
you get.
terrible yesterday.
Yeah, I'm gonna let you get back to it. I just wanted to come on and listen. I'm gonna hit Jihad up, and we're gonna set something up for you.
I appreciate that, man. Definitely want to holler at him. Real talk.
Yeah, yeah, definitely, man. Once again, man, thank you for all the support, man, for Team Tucker with the articles, the interviews, everything you do behind the scenes too, man. World Combat, we appreciate you, man. And yo, listen, keep on the front line, man. You one of the hottest in the game, man. You got the sauce, man.
Man, appreciate it, man. Same to you, man. Keep on grinding out there. They know who you are. They might play, but they know.
All right, Combat, keep doing your thing.
Salute, man. Y'all
Salute.
be sure to y'all be sure to subscribe to my man on YouTube, man. Showtime. You know what I'm saying? In the building. Team Jihad Tucker. Who is Jihad Tucker on IG? Who is Jihad Tucker? Who is _ Jihad Tucker on IG? Check him out. Support the brother. Um, I'm telling you, man, he's fighting 47. No one's really mentioned his name because he's just coming up and he's just getting these dudes up out of there. So they really don't want to co-sign on Jihad just yet because he's making it look too easy. Look, his narrative is gonna be, he ain't fought nobody really. He's doing what he's supposed to do. Yeah, but look how he's doing it though. So just like Pop, Javon Woodard said to me, he said, I don't supposed to get excited about something I'm supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna get excited about something I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to go in here and clean these guys out at this level. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, I get what people coming from to a point, but man, you gotta give Jihad his credit. But salute to him, salute to Showtime. They're getting that media content out there on the ground level, boots on the ground, supporting his fighter and many other fighters. Shout out to Troy Isley, Abraham Nova. Shout out to these guys that end up picking up that win that night. And big shout out to Jihad Tucker again, too, man. Keep on doing your thing. Pop, what's good, man?
Ain't shit, bro. What's going on with you?
I'm chilling.
Man, I was trying to talk about Jihad last night, but that fucking Bud Crawford, Earl Spence shit dominated the conversation. When I was on, I was over there with T.
Elaborate what you're saying. I'm not sure what you're saying. Elaborate.
I was trying to talk about like the new fighters, talk about Jihad, who we should fight, who we could compare him to, and that shit.
But you got to make it a point, like when you bring up a fighter that they're not really showing Jihad, giving him the spotlight right now because they feel like talking about a fight that we've been, in conversation about for years is more important because that's what they familiar with. That's just how boxing is. They ain't familiar with Jihad yet. You might be, I might.
Yeah, well, I'm trying to educate them on like, listen, man, like the Jay Prince. That's what I'm like, look how many fighters he got. Let's learn about them before we start. Like, come on, man. And then with the lawsuit and shit, I'm like, everybody's a lawyer. Everybody's a paralegal. You know what I'm saying?
He said everybody a lawyer. You ain't never lied on that, right?
Paralegal. Like, then we talking about, like, we ain't heard nothing from Bud. Ain't nothing came out of Bud's mouth about this man racist. Bud beat that man to the paperwork for some money. And that just turned into, now he's a crusader. And if you don't like Bud, you like, oh, how can he do that? People sue people all the time. People sue people all the time. That shit is crazy. You like
smoke in the building. I see you. What's good with your smoke?
That shit don't make no sense. Like people sue people.
What you are saying is like the unemployed paralegals and everything, the legal consultants and these unemployed attorneys that hasn't passed the bar yet. They all getting involved in this Terrence Crawford lawsuit. But at the end of the day, we still have a gap in between that. What he's doing is associated with Top Rank. But what we're trying to link him up to is Errol Spence. You know what I'm saying? I mean, is the fight between him and Errol Spence ever going? That's going to be the bigger question. You know, will he make it to the Udenis Ugas fight? Would Jermell Charlo even win the rematch against Castano?
Yeah,
We got two fighters in the same stable fighting out of the same footprint that they need to win.
yeah.
They need to win.
I don't know, like everybody like the narrative. Bud needs to fight Boots, and then it'll be a 50-50. Why? Why? If he beats Boots, what happens? Nothing. Nothing.
First of all, they're gonna get the same. It's gonna be the same language as if Canelo stepped in there with Floyd. He was too green. It was this, that, and the other. He wasn't ready. He didn't have enough fights on his belt.
Yo, I was trying to say last night. Okay, Errol Spence' biggest wins are Kell Brook and Sean Porter. Kell Brook was damaged goods when Earl beat him. He was. He just come off that damn eye socket injury fighting Triple G. If you want to call Kell Brook damaged goods when Bud beat him, yeah, he was way more damaged, but he was damaged when Earl beat him. And that was a close fight before the other eye went. All right. You turn around. When he beat Sean, I mean, Sean had already lost to Keith Thurman and Kell Brook. Like the same two he beat, Bud beat. You know what I'm saying? And Bud finished him. But that's neither here nor there. Like, you know what I'm saying? Bro, Ghost, the fight between Kell Brook and Earl Spence was close. Kell Brook was hitting Earl Spence with some shit people don't want to remember. That's because we look at the Earl Spence highlights. If you're a Kell Brook fan, look at them highlights. He was catching Earl with some shit, man. The fight did go what? It went 10, 11 rounds before, you know, that other eye socket, you know, Earl ran up on him. That's how I feel.
So what was the debate? Because that is all,
first of all,
conversational pieces that we talked about. What were they debating on? They still debating on now the lawsuit is going to further push Bud back into the abyss and he ain't going to never be able to fight Errol Spence.
First of all, Destiny started some shit. I'm like, Destiny, you started this shit. Now we can't get out of it. Now we done went from you loving Bud. Did she call Earl everything but his damn name?
Yeah.
The little tuna, the one eye. I was like, damn, like, you know what I'm saying? You take it, like, you know, these dudes are gonna take mega shots. You got homeboy putting up hieroglyphs in the back of Bud and Bomac. I'm like, come on, man. When we gonna get past this shit? Them dudes millionaires. They gonna fight or they ain't gonna fight. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, Bud got an option. He got two options. He could wait. He could fight Earl. Or he could jump the gun right after the damn Castano Charlo fight and go to 154, invoke his championship clause, be right in line for undisputed. Earl already talking about he ain't got but maybe two more fights at 147. Earl and Bud be sitting right there waiting for him. Like, now who gets 60-40, homie? You ain't got no belt.
So you trying to say that Terrence, if he goes up there and defeat Jermell Charlo, right, which would be a tough out for that fight with him moving up 47-54. But you think that Errol Spence will move up to another division to challenge him at a higher division?
He already said he's on record saying that he ain't got too many. He ain't got too many more fights at 147.
Oh yeah, for sure. But
so he's gonna move up. He's either gonna jump to 160 and say I'm trying to fight Canelo, or you go to 154.
Who's jumping to 160? Mel?
Oh no, Earl.
Bud?
No, Earl. Let's say Bud go to 154 and beats Charlo, right? Late this year. Because that fight can still happen this year. At the end of the year, it'd be a big fight. On Showtime. It'd be a big fight. It'd be for undisputed, pound for pound king Bud Crawford versus however you say it, Lions only, undisputed Jermell Charlo, Earl Spence's stablemate. You know what I'm saying? Even though we know Earl done beat him up because it came out of camp that Earl was beating him up years ago. So Let's say Bud beats him. Now Bud's sitting there at 154 with all the belts. Earl, you already said you didn't have too many more fights there. You gonna go to 154, stay at 147, or do the money ploy and try to do a match, go to 160 and see if Canelo will come down, see if that'll be a big money fight in Texas. Those are all the scenarios.
Yeah, it's a lot of scenarios to go with both of those fights. And 47-54, in Texas right now, 47 and 54. They got a lot of hype behind them because of the two names. They send Derrick James, and also, you have Jamal Charlo up there with Shields.
Yeah,
they have some big names in Texas, but I'm just curious if they're going to be able to get a 2-0 out of the fight with Yordenis Ugas and a fight with Brian Castano. I'm just curious as to how much growth. This is what I'm talking about. I'm curious about the growth, especially in Errol Spence and Jermell Charlo, because they seem not to have versatility when they in there with the big fights. Like, they one-way traffic. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like when he fought Kell Brook, he was one-way traffic. When Jermell Charlo fought Tony Harrison, it was one-way traffic. Yeah. Like, I'm not seeing the versatility in these two.
Up on the fly?
Huh?
Can they switch up on the fly? And it's like, can you?
Yeah, can you switch up and fight a different style? Like, even with Mikey Garcia, when he fought Sergey had him boxing off the back foot, and then he still was able to earn a knockdown, right? But he showed that he can fight coming forward and he can box off the back foot. I'm just not seeing that
from Mel and Earl.
That ring IQ from Mel and Errol with Derrick James, like people think.
Because Ronnie Shield is the real trainer.
I mean, he never trained Errol though.
No, he's not. He never trained Errol, but he's the real. He's the real deal over there. Word.
Yeah, I know that, but you got two twins, you got two human beings that link up in DNA. I mean, it probably was difficult for Shields to try to train both of those egos under the same roof. You know what I'm saying? So
he told Mel, he said, "You're not a knockout artist. You don't have the power to be a knockout artist." You know what I'm saying? And then that's when he left Ronnie and went to motherfucking Derrick James, if I'm not mistaken. You know what I'm saying? I think that's the way it went, because he told him he's not a knockout artist.
I mean, what do you think? Isn't?
I don't think he's a knockout artist. I think he's a.
Do you say he's a knockout artist from the knockout you seen with Lubin? Or Lubin does that? Lubin has a fragile chill, a fragile chin.
I think he stepped into that punch.
Okay, so Lubin has more of a fragile chin than Jermell being a knockout artist.
I mean, has Lubin been knocked out since then?
No, he been hurt.
He been hurt. I mean, so
he was hurt against Terrell Goucher. He was hurt against Terrell Goucher. He was hurt in there with Jason Rosario. So Ronnie Shields, he might check the box on that. Okay, we don't give him too much of the Erickson Lubin knockout. What about the Tony Harrison knockdowns?
I mean, the first one, Harrison jumped right up. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, the first one, I was like, Harrison was on his way back, and he caught him with a good shot, and that's going to send him to the ground. I don't think he was stunned or nothing, because right after that, he started getting busy on Charlo. People don't act like they ain't see that. I watched that fight the other day. But Harrison got careless, man. Like, real talk, I was watching the fight. He had Charlo. He got careless and got caught, and Charlo finished him.
But does it check the box with Shields with those two names? You know what I'm saying? Does it check the box with Shields saying he ain't a knockout artist? I think it does. I just think
you know what it is? I think maybe Ronnie Shields was trying to bring him down, like bring his ego, like bro, who the fuck is you? Like, your brother's better than you. He probably said some shit like that.
I mean, I can see him saying some shit like that subliminally that pissed Mel off, because we know Mel is a ticking time bomb sometimes. He might have said, you know, he might have been saying something to the fact that pissed Mel off, and he didn't think he was gonna get that concierge service, the VIP service from
Yeah,
Shields.
yeah.
So he said, "I'm out. I'm going elsewhere.
Went on that.
You stick with my brother, and let's see how that shit work."
But here's the thing: you gonna listen. You got 3 belts. Earl got 2. You still second fiddle to Earl.
Yeah.
So you left some. You left
But check this out though. I don't know about second fiddle. I know that Errol is a more popular fighter than Mel, but I don't think he's playing second fiddle. If look, he has more belts than Errol Spence right now.
He does, but when we talk about when you talk about Derek James, you can go Earl Spence, Jermell Charlo. Word up. We talk about people can't stop talking about Earl Spence and Bud Crawford. Only time they talk about Jermell Charlo is when they do something stupid.
Yeah, that's true. That's when they come out in the social media and do that. I'm not really trying to get off on their personal shit, but all I'm saying is to keep it boxing is, I think they in for a hell of a year in 22 with Dallas looking the way they did, and all the other bullshit to be going on over there in Texas. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and bro, that was another day before that. Dude gonna tell me that Dak Prescott better than Russell Wilson. I'm like, after this game, we'll see.
Man, stop.
He had Dak Wilson top 10. He had Dak Prescott top 10 quarterbacks this year. And I'm like, and last year, I'm like, bro, are you for what games are you watching? He gonna hit me with the most yardage. I'm like, yo, that's garbage time. They're down 30. Of course, he's slinging the ball downfield to 3 number 1 wide receivers.
Let me get these chats right quick. Hey, Sir Ken in the building. World Combat Sports salute. Salute to the wrenches and salute to the chat. Smash the like button. Always appreciate you there, Sir Ken, for pulling up. Big shout out to you. Go say the fight will happen and it'll happen soon. Ain't no question about that. That much. So I'm assuming that you're talking about Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence, right? I don't know about soon. You might want to add 3, 4, 5 O's in between that because it don't seem like it's any close than anything. Because they're not sure if, for one, Errol Spence is going to make it to Uga's fight. And then 2, they're very unclear if he will win. The man said he wants undisputed. He is fighting Ugas. Bud next right after that's that. Yeah, he can say a lot. But also, Ghost, you have to understand what Timothy Bradley said too. So the deterrence that he was throwing out to the boxing public, that ain't shit to motivate us to say, oh man, the fight happening this year. They up here acting like they don't have the funds to make the shit happen.
That's a fact. Because the fact of the matter is, bro, when we was talking about it on your show the other day, when everybody like, well, what Bud gonna do? What Bud gonna do? Bud can sit back and wait and fight for undisputed between 2 weight classes.
2 weight classes.
2 weight classes. Would you fight Boots, fight Virgil? I ain't gotta fight neither one of these dudes. Dudes was pulling it up. They was pulling it up, right? This shit was doing the shit last night. Shit was crazy. Earl Spence has a 1.7 something better knockout ratio than Bud. And Bud,
yeah, I know. Because your girl Destiny was up there.
You know what I'm saying?
That Bud had a higher knockout ratio. I just had to say, no. Errol is slightly above, Bud, but it's petty though.
When you look at it, he gonna be real. Bud got 10 more. He got 9, 10 more fights than Earl. He got the same amount of knockouts as he got fights. And you're talking about who does Bud got to fight? He ain't got to fight nobody. He's in the perfect position to do whatever he wants. Sign with a network, sign with a promoter, sign a deal with just for this fight, sign a deal just for that fight. He can do what he wants. Bud ain't got but 3 more. He got 3 to 5 more fights left in his career. Why would he sign with a promoter if he can do what he wants? The last year and a half of his career. But don't nobody get that. Bud got to fight. He need to fight Boots. Why you need to fight Boots for? This what y'all, everybody who say Bud need to fight Boots. Boots needs to beat one legitimate 147 pounder.
I mean, we know that. I think I made that clear.
When I went over the saying Bud got to fight Boots. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, they saying it because it sounds good, and they just want, Bud Crawford to put himself at risk because I don't think they have confidence in Errol Spence right now with the injuries he's coming up, the eye
Yeah,
and all that. I
I
mean,
mean, we know
why
Boots
would
is
you
the
want that to
next.
happen?
Boots is the next one coming. That's like behind Earl, who they can put their money behind. He's flashy. He know how to talk. He's in great shape. He probably gonna go between 3 weight divisions. He's a throwback, probably between 147.
Who's gonna go? Errol?
I think Boots can, because
Oh, Boots.
I think Boots can fight at
Boots
147 for a little while. Then he can go to 154. And then he can go to 160.
Boots minimal. He's gonna go up to 168 minimum.
So
He's a big fighter. So later on in his career, being he's so young, Boots like 23. Being he's so young, he's gonna go up to super middle easy.
so
Easy.
when we say that, right? Like, we was on T show when night of the fight, and Jihad said, I want Boots, I want Virgil, I want Conor, I want Bud, I want Earl.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, and we was up there, dudes was like, after the fight, bro, this is what I say, like, Jihad is coming. Because I was like, Jihad Tucker. They was like, well, who's Jihad Tucker and who he signed to? And I'm like, nigga, Jay Prince, and just watch the fight. And they watched that damn fight. They was like, Jihad Tucker can beat Virgil Ortiz already. I said, God damn.
I said that.
Yeah, but you said it, but they was running with that too.
Oh,
like other guys were like, I think he can beat Virgil.
Virgil Ortiz, man, he can get that smoke from Jihad right now.
Right now, you know what I'm saying? And I was telling dudes that I was like, Jihad won't smoke with Joey Spencer because he got the whole PBC backing behind him. And then somebody was trying to tell me that Joey Spencer moved to 160. I didn't want to tell him, like, Jihad don't give a shit. He'll go up there and get him.
Joey Spencer at 160.
His last fight was at 154.
Yeah, that's not 160 though.
So they're saying that, to me, if they saying that, to me, they saying that Joey ain't disciplined enough to keep making weight then. Because he's still young. He should be able to make weight. Y'all done already gave him the bag over there. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, it's all dependent on what he has going on behind the scenes, why he's moving up in weight the way he is. Is it because his lack of discipline or what? Because just because you're not able to balance the scales out at a certain weight class, why is it? Because you don't have a nutritionist, to make the weight? You ain't disciplined? Because the higher the weight class at his experience level, it's going to be much tougher for Joey Spencer, man.
That's what I'm saying.
He has a lot of learning to do. Chin up in the air.
He should stay at 147.
Chin up in the air, all that shit.
To 154. He should stay around that area until he got, maybe Caleb Plant like 20-something fighters behind him. You know what I'm saying? Because
let me get some of these chats right quick, bro. I would say he is a good finisher and has the ability to get KOs, but he isn't really a one-punch KO artist. I agree with that with Mel. Lubin be getting wobbled in a bunch of fights. Absolutely, I agree. I agree, man. I just don't know how to call it with Lubin. This fight is gonna say a lot versus Sebastian Fundora for Erickson Lubin. It's gonna say a lot. Seriously, it's gonna say a lot. I'm pulling for Lubin to go in there and win the biggest fight of his career. He upsets Fundora, and he looks good doing it. I mean, his career is on a whole nother damn, rocket boost right now. He's definitely gonna be in line for that title. If he goes in there and he doesn't get it done and he gets stopped, it's gonna look even bad. He's gonna start falling in line with the Jorge Linares, where his losses are gonna pretty much put him in a position where they're gonna be all stoppages. He's gonna be in there with some good names, but he don't want to be one of those big names like Sean Porter, who stepped up to the plate against big names and lost. You don't really want that. So this is a huge fight for Erickson Lubin to step in there with a big name like Fundora, who's they pushing hard, and he needs to win this fight. So he won't fall into that category of, he's a fighter that steps in there with the bigger names and never get it done. He don't. I mean, that's definitely something he don't want attached to his brand. Dundallah say Tony Harris is known for not having a chin. With other 2 losses, he's lost by KO as well. Yeah. I mean, that kind of shuts a little bit of the momentum when it comes to, is Mel Charlo a true knockout artist? You know, I never said it, but he has decent power though. Um, Tony Harris is known. Okay. Um, I would say definitely what a knockout artist is to you, because depending on that, he is or isn't a KO artist. To me, I don't think Jermell Charlo is a KO artist, in my opinion. Tony still needs to get back. It's 1-1. Tony over Box Mel, both fights. Yeah, he has to want that fight. And see, we have too many fighters, like some of these black fighters, they refuse to fight other black fighters. So when you refuse to go into a trilogy like that, what is it saying? Like, if we're talking about for the Charlos, if we're talking about them being mad at Andrade,
Yeah, they take shit personal.
For several years, that is a personal matter, and now it's become extremely petty because both of them are considered top-notch fighters. You know what I'm saying?
Way too personal. Word up.
Errol Spence not fighting Keith Thurman. That's how long are you going to be petty about not giving him a shot because he didn't give you a shot? I mean, we got to get out that mindset. Yeah. Go say Spence. Spence has been with Derek from the jump. They go back long time. It's different with them two. Between the two, Spence the pick 10-10. 503 Line on deck. Salute to you, my brother. Y'all definitely go check out 503 Line, man. Check him out. Subscribe to his channel. He said, what the hell Dallas got to do with EJ and Charlo? I'm confused, but okay, Bucko. First of all, ain't no Bucko. You know what I'm saying? And at second, 503, I'm just saying they're in the same footprint. So they all take the bullshit together over there. You know, goddamn Dallas setting the tone for the year, and it bleeds over into boxing. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying Dallas fucked up royalty. You know, is it gonna bleed over into Errol Spence and Mel Charlo's fight and them coming up short? You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's just my opinion. Go ahead, Pop.
Man, I just think that I think them dudes when it comes to that, I think Bud got a lot of options. He got 2 options. I mean, and Earl got options. I mean, you know, Mel got options. I mean, shit, Mel. I mean, we talking about Charlo. We talking about Maul. He moving.
What options Mel have? Mel don't have an option except to go in there against Castano. That ain't an option, bro.
I mean, let's say if he goes in there and beats Castano, he needs to beat Castano to win undisputed. He could push for the damn Bud fight.
Yeah, absolutely, you know I agree. But he has to win. He has to show something different than the first fight.
And then shit. Castano could push for the Bud fight because to me he's a blown up welterweight. They just went up there like I couldn't get no fights at welterweight, so let me go up here because he was a dangerous fighter at welterweight.
Yeah.
So,
what did he do at welterweight?
Huh? Now I don't think he done really much, but you know, you get that stigma of you can't get no fights. You can't get no fights.
I'm just saying, did he pick up a strap at welterweight?
I mean, matter of fact, because I was asking who he was. Me and Shy was talking about it. I did a little research, but he don't got too much like footage. Like you gotta get a link or some shit to find this shit.
So you don't have no recollection of him being a champion. So he moved up.
Hell no, I got no recollection of being a champion. I just know like
check this out though. He beat Patrick Teixeira, so he did what he needed to do at 54.
Yeah, he did. He did beat Patrick Teixeira, but he wasn't like when I was watching the fight. The commentators was more on Patrick Teixeira ass.
Yeah.
So Castano, it was like Castano wasn't even supposed to win that damn fight. It's supposed to be Teixeira versus Charlo.
That 54, you know, it's very interesting because I look at it like, you know, Terrence Crawford, his options, in my opinion, is much more of interest to me than that of Errol Spence because he's a 3-way champion already. So if he wants to move up and have a good fight with Mel Charlo, people pay for that. And I don't think it'll be any type of dilemma like we having with Errol and Crawford. I think Crawford negotiating with Charlo, both of them doesn't have PPV numbers that's outstanding to the public that they just sitting up here glorifying. So we could say they should be able to negotiate something if that plays out like that. You know, if Mel Charlo want to give Crawford the shot. You know what I'm saying? He might come up with some petty bullshit.
I mean, he could, but where does he go from there? He's already been on records telling Bud to come up there, and Bud says, "Keep my name out your mouth. I'll come up there and fuck you up."
But he has 2 bags right now. You know, that's the secondary bag with Mel Charlo.
Yeah, Mel the secondary bag.
The number 1 bag is, of course, is Errol Spence.
It's Earl. But once Earl gets, like, let's say Earl beats Ugas and he has 3 belts. Like, are they gonna be able to negotiate something where it's good, or is Bud just gonna be like, "Man, I'm about to go up here, beat the shit out your homeboy, and wait for you to come up here"?
I mean, either way it goes, look how he benefits. He's already been undisputed at 40, so he can either become undisputed at 47 or 54. It's still going to benefit him.
That's my whole thing with what does Bud do now? And Bob might tie this up for 2-3 years, and they got shit to do. He not signed to Bob. So he can, if Bob want to keep taking him to court, that's cool. You gonna take me to court on the day of my fight? Like, that's some type of shit. Like, I don't got the money to go to court, and then, you know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna take me to court on the weekend, buddy. You ain't taking me to court on Saturday. So what are we talking about here? You gonna put
There's
in
too many people.
Shit is crazy.
There's too many casuals that's estranged from actually admitting to what boxing is all about. Boxing is a business.
It's a business.
You know what I'm saying? Boxing is a business where they have individuals competing for promotion. And if you ever thought that promotion supposed to be working for the fighter, that's actually going on as we speak. Hell no, that's not the way it's working.
Man.
You know what I'm saying? The boxer's pretty much working for the promoter, depending on, you know, your status in the game. So
what they do.
I mean, we can hope and wish if Errol Spence defeats Yordenis Ugas, that the language changed from what Timothy Smith put out about economic deficiency. If that revive itself and we able to see some negotiations take place, we may get this fight at the end of 22. But the way he was talking, it's not going to happen, bro. So, you know, Crawford can move up there and try to face freaking Mel Charlo for different numbers.
Yeah, listen, I see this shit as this is my perspective. He, like, him saying that, and homeboy being on Fred's show, that was just them. That's them saying, "Hey, we pay attention a little bit to what y'all saying."
I mean, who is homeboy? Who are you talking about?
What was his I forget. Was it Rick? The dude.
Rick Glacier.
Yeah, Rick Glacier. That's them saying that, you know, we pay attention to a little bit of what y'all saying, like, but we do that just to see if y'all really gonna be interested in the damn fight, because we want to take it back. They know who. Listen, when they pay attention to the pages, they know who actually come to the fights, and the guys with the big subs, they don't show up at the fights. Guys like you show up at the fights, like Shy. You know what I'm saying? Other dudes, they show up at the fights. Y'all actually seen, y'all putting the work down. Y'all know these guys. You can get guys on the phone. They can't get nobody on the phone. They say they get people on the phone. They can't get nobody on the goddamn phone, man. They can't get nobody on the motherfucking phone, man.
Man, some people can, though.
Some of them can, but like, they can't, bro. They don't be getting, like, when you watch their shows and you watch people's shows and shit, you be like, yo, where the boxers at? Where your interviews at? What, somebody that's about to fight, you know what I'm saying? Where they at? Don't give me no old dude that's gonna tell you how it used to be, and you know what I'm saying? He all beat up and he forgetting about what the conversation is. Nah, man. Somebody new. Who can we get in here that's new?
Let me tell you about getting people on the phone on YouTube. The reason why you don't want to put your connects on the phone in YouTube or put them on your panel in YouTube like that, because other people will try to circumvent, you know, and find out a way to get that same person on their platform when, your platform might have been the first time they ever seen the person. But for them to try to get what you have, they try to go around, you know what I'm saying, and try to find out numbers and point of contact behind your back just to damn get that person on, instead of asking you straight up, hey, is there any way you can try to get them on? Because if you allow them the open door to get that person on, they got to give you credit. They got to say, hey, you know, I want to give a shout out to so and so who was able to get this person on. You know what I'm saying? But YouTube doesn't work like that. You have people on, they find out who they are. If they deep in the game or close to somebody that we're talking about, they want to go behind your back and try to talk to the person and act like it's all them. That's how, that's the petty part about this nursery.
Yeah.
YouTube is a nursery, dog. Sometimes
Yeah.
you have individuals that refusing to, they hear you say, like I say all the time, I say, well, I talk to certain people, this, that, and the other. They'll be quick to say, nah, that ain't true, because they don't have a visual, they don't have audio. But for me, I do have a visual and audio. I can't bring the person on like that and just give them to the audience. And then people be trying to say, hey, who is that? Who is that? We need to get a hold of that to verify what they want to verify what you just had them talk about on your platform. Let me see if this nigga lying. This nigga might be lying. Let me call up that person. I know who that is. That's why you can't give away your connect like that.
Yeah, that's true too. That's true.
I mean, everybody don't appreciate somebody like you got dudes is really connected to these boxing promotions, and you able to have off-camera conversations. You just can't expose that person to everybody, because now, those individuals are gonna be trying to reach out to them, and they don't really care except for the information. They don't care for the person. They don't care about anything except trying to get the information.
Yeah, I get it. They try to get them on their platform, like, you know what I'm saying? I get it. But a boxer, like, you know what I'm saying? You dudes be talking like they be acting like they you could get them up there. Like that shit with Jihad the other day, that was totally random.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That was totally random. Let me hit cause he was like, man, you can't. He's like, that ain't finna happen. I'm like, yo, bro, I just told you I'm doing a little work for the Jamel Herring interview for you, because you said you tried, but you went through the PR, and you know what I'm saying? Apparently the PR is a dick, but you know what I'm saying? I don't know all the you know what I'm saying? But the PR is a little, so I'm like, let me work on that with you. I guess Shy was watching, and he was like, man, you can't, like, man, Jihad ain't gonna pop up here. Bloop. Bloop. You know what I'm saying? So it was just like, where does that happen? That don't happen on guys' channels, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying?
That was before or after this fight?
Not like that. It was for the fight Saturday.
I said before or after?
He jumped on before. That morning, he jumped, because I was like, yo, what? First, I was like, where everybody at? It's like 11 o'clock. And T was like, man, it's early, ain't nobody. I'm like, yo, bro, it's a fight. Like, if you knew a fighter, it'd be best to get a little quick interview early during the day, right before they get some rest, you know what I'm saying? And get dressed and
I
shit.
got you.
Don't wait till, like, the early bird catch the worm, bro.
Yeah, for sure.
You know
that's good. You was able to get that. That's good. Because it's only a matter of time before he'd be all over this YouTube platform talking.
Yeah. Him,
you know what I'm saying?
Big Baby, the Davis boys, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I be going, like, me and I be talking to Ohio Run Boxing. I be like, yo, bro, what the hell are you doing with no goddamn podcast or platform? You got access to all these goddamn fighters. I be talking to him. He be like, man, I be wanting to do it. Kenny Porter told me to do it, but I be doing so many other things. I be like, all right.
Who you talking about should be on the platform?
Oh, I'm like, Ohio Run Boxing. Why
what
you ain't got
mean?
no podcast, bro?
Oh, because he's like a home-based type of cat.
That's what they like, but that's when we had the conversation, that's what he was saying. And he said that he do so much more. Not more, but he be doing other things, like he be going to all the fights, and because he be going to the little fights. I'll hit him up sometimes. I'm like, yo, where you at? He be like, oh, I'm at this damn amateur fight. I'm at this Golden Glove tournament. I'd be like, oh, I see why
that's
you ain't.
Good shit, though. That's
yeah,
good
it is.
Shit, dog.
So, like, when I
you
talk
can't
to
call
him,
you got to show the AMs, man. Them the diamonds in the rough, man. You got to show the AMs.
That's what he don't got no problem being that right now. Like, I'm like, yo, bro, you should be. I'm like, bro, if Kenny Porter told me, yo, you need to start a podcast, man. You know how I pull up. Man, I'd have went and spent about $200 on StreamYard and mics.
But you have to understand, to do a podcast, you're sitting in one spot.
That's man. He ain't with that.
Some of these people have jobs. and
Well, I
then
mean,
they
he got
dealing
a
with
job,
other
but he
things behind the
loves to go to
scenes,
the
man.
fights. Cause like I talked to him. I think he works like the third shift, so he really don't sleep. He love to go to the fights, bro.
Look, I
He
don't
love
mind what he loved to do.
he loved going to
I'm
the
just
fights.
saying for those individuals that don't see him on his podcast,
Yeah,
you know, he has work to do both on the boxing scene and in his personal life. So in
Yeah.
order for you to run a podcast, you have to be willing to sit idle in one spot, talk for a certain time, and then get off
yeah,
and go on about your business. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you got to plan this shit out. You
yeah.
got to
That's
plan it. Let me get to some of these chats right quick, bro.
go ahead. Go ahead.
From what I heard with Joy is more of a nutrition and weight cut part. He's just isn't willing to do the last 3 days of that weight cut for much longer. Hey, I don't see him being extremely big. I think he may be. I don't know, man. He hasn't been like. I really can't dog him out because I've seen Xander Zayas hurry up and make that move from 47 to 54. So at least they was able to pull the plug on that and reach and jumpstart, so he won't be going through struggles and looking bad in the ring. I think it was a smart thing. Yelvis is coming. Y'all talking about Lubin and all these other names. Wait on it. It's coming. He is about to walk through these dudes. I mean, it's plenty of fighters, you know, that we'll definitely like to get more familiar with.
Yeah,
People like yourself, Ghost.
oh my
People
God.
like yourself, Ghost. Bring them to the platform so we can talk to them. So we can
talk to him. We can talk
so
about
we can know what you're talking about.
I'm so sick of this every damn
You know what I'm
time something happens. It turns into a damn. Oh man!
When you made it to the top 5 at any weight, you have some options. That's unless you have situations like Charlo Castano. At World Combat Sports, you never managed to watch that Osaveri Morel Jr. versus Julio Cesar La Cruz footage. I linked you once. I never said I didn't watch it. You know what I'm saying? I never said I didn't watch it. I never said I didn't watch it, bro. It's just getting familiar with who he is. You know, they don't have that much footage out there. Definitely, you know, it's not something that other people are gonna. If I was to sit up here and talk about it, I have to come familiar with it enough, so I can pass it to my audience. I need to know who I'm talking about and what I'm talking about. Mr. Pass on deck, salute to you. At Popalot, Rick Glazer and Fred are the last people you should go to when it comes to actual information on some of the topics you just mentioned. What you think about what Ghost just said? He said Fred and Rick Glazer is the last people you should go to. L-Dub on deck.
He just had a hell of a show that night.
I thought it was a hell of a show too.
It was a hell of a show,
Real
bro.
talk.
He actually
I'm not a Rick Glazer fan like that, but I like that live that Fred did.
Yeah, that was a hell, and he you know what I'm saying. He ran in there, and he kind of set Bill Haney up. They looked like an angry black man because Bill was mad than a motherfucker. He had Rick Glazer up there. He had a hell of a show. You know, the guy was in there. You know, they talked about. I liked it because Rick Glazer was able to talk about, like, yeah, you know, I know like some of these guys on YouTube. I know him. He named names, and then he told people what he called them. He called people Earl sexuals and wild erects. So, you know, that lets me know that, you know, mainstream be paying attention to us. You know what I'm saying? They just, you know, they like, yeah, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Unless it's a big uproar or some shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I feel like. But yeah, he just came on there real fast and talked some shit. And, you know, I mean, of course, a lot of people ain't gonna like him because he said Bud gonna wipe the damn floor with Earl. So you know that shit ain't rock.
Yeah.
That shit didn't rock. So, you know, then him and Bill was going back and forth, but he was looking like a professional, and Bill was looking like if he could have got the damn Rick Glazer, he'd have strangled his ass. That shit, it was a good show to me, you know. And
it's just the opinion, you know. Go say what he say. You know, people have their pros and cons about Rick Glazer in a sense where, you know, he has stirred up controversy. Then you look at the live itself. I thought the live was productive. You have to understand there's certain things that doesn't sit right with the majority doesn't mean you just can't tune in to see why people feel the way they feel. Just tune into it. Make your own decision. If you don't like Rick Glazer, turn in and check out the live and see if he said anything that you didn't know. He might have said something you didn't know, or he might have said something that was controversial. But still, the live as a whole was a
the live
very
was good.
conducive live, bro.
It
It was
very good.
productive.
Word.
Hey, that y'all talking about Diaz. Elvis Diaz that beat my boy Clay Collard. He's 5-0, 5 knockouts, man. We've seen this before. I understand, y'all putting a lot of gas behind this dude, but he's still early in the game, like a lot of fighters.
Oh,
You know what I'm
the guy
saying?
they talking about?
That has that amount of fights. We seen. Remember when we seen Edgar Berlanga? He was sitting like this before.
Yeah.
Knockouts that equal his wins. Just give them time to continue to build a record and see where they at.
I just think
We be jumping on these fighters bandwagon too quick.
I think
Sometimes.
the fan called up the Berlanga. I think the fan called up the Edgar real fast, and he going to have to sit down and focus because he's in New York and they've already made him a star.
I mean, I like how they treat Edgar
Yeah.
in New York. I like how this city get behind. I mean, come on, bro. Man, why not? Why not, man? When he's saying he walk around like he's a superstar, why not? But you got to continue to perform so he can continue to give you the treatment.
Yeah. So I think he can, like, this last fight might have woke him up like, I can't knock everybody out.
Yeah, he predictable. Let me get this chat. Go say L Dub boxing. Yes, sir. February it is. About to watch another dude real quick. That boy up. He'll be on the Drew show sometime soon. The interview, trying to figure it out. I hope that happened. You know what I'm saying? I hope he's able to get on that show. People got a lot of hype behind this guy, but he still has a ways to go in his career. I'm not saying he's not the goods at all. I'm not saying that. But he was in there and he was able to close out Clay Collard. But we all know Clay was switching back and forth from MMA to boxing, and he had been going through some stuff. You know what I'm saying, in boxing. Look, Clay elevated his damn stock in boxing fighting during the pandemic.
Yeah.
That dude had like what 3-4 straight wins or something like that. I mean, he collected some checks during the pandemic. Let's see. Rick Glazer dropped knowledge with facts. He's actually in the business since working with Don King. Man, he's been in the business for a long time, dog. Like, I understand, people say, okay, he dropped some controversial shit, this, that. Man, that's going to be a lot of people, dog. And he has done that. He has. But I'm telling you, like, I know. These guys can't sit up here and just chill on the mic and talk about everything and try to make everybody happy. They have to have some controversial content to put out, or else they're going to lose their job. Period. They're going to lose their job, man. They can't sit up here and appease everybody. Ghost, what about Morrell versus WBO mandatory? Any negotiations? I'm not even concerned about that per se. I sure enough ain't. Let's see.
Oh man,
I'm skipping over that. I didn't say you didn't watch it. I asked you if you. I didn't say you did either. I just said I did watch it. I didn't say you didn't. I didn't imply that you say I didn't watch it. I said I did. I just, I haven't really spoke on it. You know what I'm saying? He said, Pop, let me know one lie they said. I guess this is for you there, Pop. He said, let me tell you one lie they said. Ortiz PPV did under 25K. That's cap. 65-70 range. Tell T to get us in touch if you want the source. You the fam. It ain't nothing.
Hey man, I'll get in touch with him, but I was just saying it was entertaining to have him come up there and talk. You know what I'm saying? But if you know, man. Like if you don't know, man, that was a setup and everything. So it was just fun to watch. Or it was fun to watch, man. Where it was entertaining. I watched it. I watched the whole show till Rick Glazer jumped off, and then you know what I'm saying. But yeah, it was just fun to watch. You know, I mean, anybody want to dispute that? Bring, you know, get one of these YouTubers to, you know, one of these guys on YouTube to bring up somebody else to dispute it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't really know who Rick Glazer is. I'm looking at the chats. You know, I don't know about him being no used car
Hey,
salesman.
just because they talking to him, he is mainstream.
You know what I'm
He's
saying?
been around for quite some time. I could really care less who he was selling the car.
You know what I'm saying?
Look, y'all sit up here talk about the man with selling lemons and shit as new cars, reducing the mileage. Man, that's something that the law have to deal with. I could care less
Yeah.
about that shit, dog.
That's what these boxing promoters be doing too. They be selling niggas lemons, telling us that he's great, he's this, he's the greatest thing since Ali. And then you know what I'm saying? Come on, man. Some of these boxing promoters is used car salesmen. You gotta be talking, you gotta be quick with the tongue, hurry up and get somebody to sign on the dotted line. That's the same as a used car salesman. Once you sign on the dotted line, I get my money. This, you know what I'm saying? You got what you got. That's the product. Deal with it.
I don't really care about the 25K because these numbers are never accurate. You know, there's certain people that scream to the high heavens talking about these numbers are accurate, but everybody have different numbers. If you look on higher, you know, mainstream platforms to the YTC, everybody's numbers are different. And the numbers that do match up is because those people probably read the articles off the mainstream media. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, you can talk about numbers all day long, but is that fighter going to get another fight? Yes, he's going to get another fight. Luis Ortiz, you know, he did the right thing. He jumped up out of there because he had an injury, and he gave up his next fight for the eliminator to step in there, which was good. If he's injured and he's going to be out for a while, give it up. I mean, that's not a problem. I did not watch it all, and I found it odd that Fred had him on. Kind of weird for him to let that type of shit slide on D and bring that guy on after things that the man said, whatever. Though I totally agree with you on that. Goes, like I said before, he has been controversial several times over. You know what I'm saying? He has said some things about fighters, especially Deontay Wilder. Absolutely, he has. But I'm not sitting up here being mad at Fred for bringing somebody that's from so-called the other side, the dark side, over into the light, who's willing to speak on shit. You know, and with that being said, Bill Haney pulled up, and they had the chance to exchange dialogue. I think it was good because Bill was asking him some damn questions, putting him on the spot. Rick Glazer never digressed from the questions. They talked it out. Bill left, and the conversation continued. People have to understand, you have to talk to controversial individuals, period. You just can't sit up here and say, I don't want that person on here. No, bring them on, just like Bob Arum was brought on the show, just like freaking Mauricio Suleiman. You got to also commend Fred for bringing Mauricio on and allowing other people to sit up here and question Mauricio. Is that not productive? That shit was productive. In my opinion, that was productive too. Mauricio Suleiman, who's been more controversial and have an influence on boxing like that as of recent than Mauricio? And he stood in the fire too.
Yo, this dude, yo, Ghost, I don't know if you're seeing it, bro. Like, I don't know if you're not understanding it. You know what I'm saying? But oh man, I hate this. Fred's Agent Smith, bro. He's not what, you know what I'm saying? He's gonna do whatever suits him. Whatever makes, you know what I'm saying? Whatever suits him. You know what I'm saying? Like, people, like, when I was watching it, I was watching the chats too. And everybody was like, how can you have this guy up here and let him talk about such and such? You know what I'm saying? Well, let him talk about the LDBC. Ain't you LDBC? And I don't know if y'all ain't understand. And it ain't such a tight knit group over there like with him and them no more, bro.
See, when he said that, that's not something I myself. I'm not attached to the group.
Me neither. But I've been watching
a group, as a boxing group on YouTube. They are one of the more cohesive groups on YouTube. Now,
watching.
Fred, I thought Fred was LDBC. So therefore, if you the
I'll break
host,
it down for you. I've been watching. I've been watching, and you can
hold up for a second. Let me get
Go
this
ahead.
out though.
Go
So
ahead.
if Fred is LDBC and he said, he criticized the LDBC at that time, I think the responsibility goes into Fred being the listener, the host, to say, okay, what do you mean? Or he want to clarify it. But his point right now is, shit, I'm getting slandered. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting denigrated in the media from some of the members about what I didn't do. That's as deep as I go on that, because I'm just on the outside looking in. I'm just saying, if somebody had a problem with it, Fred possibly could have said, a response to what Rick Glaser said at the time. I think it was another shot taken by Rick Glaser. It doesn't get a pass. You basically encompass the entire LDBC with that response. You encompass the whole group.
Yeah, the whole group. And here's the thing: you got if you pay attention to media, that was a setup question. He set it up. He threw him a softball and a baseball. He threw Ken Griffey a softball, and he smacked that bitch, bro. Because I've been paying attention for a while and looking, and Fred's on the outside with them, bro. He's on the outside with them, and it's a lot of things that went down, and they kind of like left him out there in the open.
Well, I'm gonna be honest with you, Pop. Before you go too deep, I'm not trying to have this LDBC live.
I'm not. I'm just saying, like, when you want to know why he was allowing him to say that shit, it was a shot. It was a shot, not just from Rick Glacier. Fred let that happen. He didn't.
Okay, I got you, but I'm not trying
like,
to.
When you say that, if that was anybody, any other group, if it was any other situation, and you was in that, you would defend them, because he talking about you too.
Yeah, but like you said, if he's on the outside, boom, that's what it is. But internally,
a lot of people
they have some intelligent brothers that's in that LDBC that'll work that shit out.
Yeah,
I mean, that's up to them. That's not up to me. That's up to them.
Hey, bro, I'm not trying to say that. I'm just saying that, like, when they like, because a lot of people are like, why in the hell? And you just want to know. It's like, bro, you want to know where your brother's fighting or something? He like, why the hell he let this guy come in here and just say this about this, that, and the third, and all these people? Why would you do that? You only do that if you was pissed off at your brother. Because that ain't supposed to World Combat. If we was building something, and I had somebody on, and he was talking about you, I had to stop him. I had to stop him. Like, hold on now, you know what I'm saying? That's not what we do. We blase, blah. But, you can have your own opinion. It wasn't none of that shit. He was just, let it go. That's just what I like, you know what I'm saying? So I don't want to throw all the blame on the used car salesman, because he wouldn't have been able to say it if he wasn't allowed to.
I mean, I got you.
You know what I'm saying?
I understand where it's coming from, but that's just something the man has been in the game for a long time, doing the media shit, right? A lot of people know who. Look, check this out though. A lot of people know who he is. So whether he took the action that people thought he was gonna take, whether it was enough or too less, you know what I'm saying? That's up to them to figure it out within that org, within their group. They got to figure it out.
Yeah. Oh, listen, most definitely. But just like when like, before I jumped on YouTube, I was watching it, and I'm watching everybody that, you know what I'm saying, like last 5 years, and I'm watching how it's going. And then you see, like, when you just notice, like, the people, like, what the fuck?
I don't think people got a problem with how it went down. All they have to do is call in, and I mean, he has a call in, and they can figure it out from there.
Bro, that's why it was. I don't even want to get into it, but just like you just added more to it, he had a call in, he had the link up there. So, and when people say drop the link, he drops the link. So nobody wanted to hey man, what the hell you saying? So, Then the next day it was, kill Rick Glaze.
Yeah, they talk that talk, but they ain't gonna do anything.
You know what I'm saying? I don't mean literally. I just mean the next day it was cancel Rick Glazer. Boom, 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 boom. He called it. You know what I'm saying? I was just like, damn. You know what I'm saying? So I was just, that's the same as like controversial as like we still ain't heard Bud Mama, Bud sisters, his baby moms. We ain't heard Bernie the Boxer, who does a show. We ain't heard Bomac. We heard nobody say Bud say that, hey man, this is a racist damn lawsuit. No. This is he owe me some money, I feel, and I'm suing him for it. White people do that shit.
Of course you're not gonna have the litigant go out here and put it into the media, in the public space of the media, because he's filing a civil suit. So then it becomes something that they want to happen inside the courtroom and not played out here in the media. I got to get the L Dubs question. Say, WCS, are you attending the Russell Maxayo press conference virtually? If so, fielding any questions from supporter. This is how these virtual press conferences work. I've been to plenty of them. And right now, media has this transition that's going on that they only field certain questions from certain individuals. You can attend it. Your picture and everything can be up there. It's all about, the familiarity that the host is with those who are tuned in. Everybody doesn't get to field a question. You know what I'm saying? So it all depends. It all depends on how they feeling, who they know, or whatever. So I've been to plenty of these on Top Rank and PBC. So it all depends on the fighters and how many people that's on the panel. And if they choose, you can go in the background and raise your hand and submit a question in there and can never be called on. But at least you there at the presser. So that's how that works. That shit just not automatic because you sign in. It'd be multiple people on those virtual conferences.
I bet it's multiple people just sitting there with their hand up. You know what I'm saying? You may get a question, you may not.
Go say you can't preach brotherhood and unity. Attack Al for signing a Mexican or some of the stuff Fred sometimes does, and bring that guy on and let him stand with Deontay and Deontay supporters. I mean, I get what you're saying all the way, Hundo. Ghost. I understand what direction you're going with that. Yeah. But once again with Fred, he has a different type platform where everybody's not going to agree with how he operates or how he sustains his platform, but he does have content that make people pull up and tune in.
Have Bob pull up, and what
he has content that not everybody is able to have. He, you know what I'm saying? That's just point blank, man.
Bill Haney's a regular on that bitch, bro.
Yeah, you can't expect. Look, the way Fred do things is a bit genius in his own right, because he allowed his those who are on a guest on his platform, he allowed them to speak. And when they open their mouth, people like Ghost knows what they're about. They may feel some type of way about what he said in the past, but he still goes on here and put out some more controversial stuff, and it's going to bring more traction and viewership to Fred's platform. Word. Is it something just for viewership? No, man. I genuinely think what Fred got going on over there, he's learned how to host a show that's going to be good and bad. People should never come to your show and you have guests on there that everybody agrees with. It's just never going to happen.
Nah.
It's never going to be that way, bro. You're going to have some controversy. You're going to have some motherfuckers on there that you don't agree with. But still, he doesn't supposed to go dog in the water and motherfucking argue with these cats that's on his platform. He's not supposed to sit up here and exert all that motherfucking energy trying to damn argue them down over all that shit.
I'm tell you something I paid attention to. He cut the chat off for a while when the shit got out of hand. Yeah. He cut it off for a while. So, like, bro, he got somebody on his platform. He called him. He worked that shit out. He had him up there. The dude was up there 3 hours. People don't give 3-hour interviews. So salute to Fred. You know what I'm saying? He had somebody with boxing knowledge that's in the game, not a fan, not a fanatic.
That's
not
what
a
I'm saying. That's
fanboy.
exactly what I'm saying.
So,
3 hours?
Yeah, 3. He was up there for 3, and he was looking on his phone like, "Hey, I'll make sure my phone." He went and put his phone in charger to make sure he was up there 3 hours to give Fred whatever he wanted. Whoever wanted to answer questions, whoever wanted to ask questions, you could do that. People don't do that. Like a lot of guys don't want to answer questions. He was in the chat. He was reading the chat. So
First of all, some guys don't even want to come on your show when they know it's
fact.
going to be a certain audience.
Yeah, he went, bro.
Like
he got
people come on Fred's show think it's going to be a straight up black audience, and he going to get roasted. But
let's be real. He probably did his research, and he know it's a damn predominantly black audience.
Yeah,
he probably, bro. The same way I can go on your shit, Combat, and check. I'm like, oh, he got all this shit on it. You say, well, you can go check mine out. You can check somebody their algorithm if you know what you're doing. He know if you don't watch the show. Fred got his number. He know he watched the show, man. He know that him going up there, it wasn't gonna be pretty. You know what I'm saying? And to be truthfully honest with you, like he knew, he was like, yo, somebody probably gonna call in. They're gonna be upset. I'm gonna bring him on. Rick probably like, hey, let him come on. You know what I'm saying? Truth hurts.
let me get on some of these chats again. Code don't just exist. Let me see. Yeah, he Agent Smith. That's a fact. But to each his own. It's not slander if it's true. Ghost said, Dundal, the code isn't just exist in the streets, my brother. Some things are deeper and bigger than the streets. Pop intentional and well timed and placed. What he said, that's not true. Pop, and it was done in a very sneaky way. Looking like if your friend is doing you bad on the low and other persons tell you, you're gonna listen. That's why he keep asking, why is he putting all these cards full of Mexicans? Al enjoy. I enjoy the stream, family. I'm gonna be back. All right, appreciate you, Ghost. WCS, thanks for the media knowledge. Are you working on another long form interview with Trevor Bryan of this title fight, January 29th, or even afterwards? Yeah, I actually reached out to my boy, and I'm trying to, get set back up and start conducting interviews on the regular. I just had some other stuff taken care of. Just do on deck. How you feel? Big salute, WCS. I agree. You make a great point. Some of the best conversations come when people have a difference of opinion. Long as it's respectful, it's good for the sport, respectful to the panel. And that's exactly what I'm saying. Like, how are you ever gonna diverse your audience if you don't have somebody on here that has a different view set than your audience? You know what I'm saying? Difference of opinion. That's what Fred has going on right now. You know how many people don't like Bob Arum, but he constantly had Bob Arum on. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying, Pop. Like,
hey man, Bob. Listen, Bob. It's kind of it's crazy. Like, that's why I don't even want to do the damn. Like,
I appreciate that. Just do.
People be talking about their lawsuit and shit like that, and I'm like, man, I don't want to talk about that shit, man.
But it's education. You look. That's how you educate yourself in life. Like, put it this way: if you have a lot to say about discrimination and prejudice, or even racism in life, you have to deal with people who have that mindset in order to get more educated on why they feel the way they do. That's just my mindset. Like, it's a lot of ignorant people out here that really don't want to even deal with the people because they automatically just jump. Right when they find out something, oh man, so-and-so's this, they racist. They don't want to have anything to do with him. But then, let's just say Fred have him on the show and ask him the question. He's asking tough questions, dog.
And the guy answered.
Is he or isn't he? Is he not?
Yeah.
Is he not? Fred asking tough questions, is he not?
Yeah, he asked tough questions.
I mean, hey.
And the guy,
what more you want?
He answered them. He answered them in his I don't know if you want to call him opinion but his opinion carried weight. He'd been in the game 30 years. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of these guys that say they know shit, you couldn't even drive the fucking Sprinter van from the hotel to the fucking arena. They don't know you. They don't fuck with you. You know what I'm saying? So come on, man. Like, cut that bullshit out, man. Like, I would have a conversation with people who can actually have a conversation, see where you coming from, let you talk, and then go. when they just want to just talk and be fanboys, man, go ahead and talk, man. Go ahead, because you don't got a clue about this shit. You are more interested in your fan and you being a fan and you liking your fighter. You're not being truthfully honest. You're not looking at it from making money off of this business. You just looking at it like, because like, the way they talk about between the two, the Earl, the Bud, all the other guys, you hate PBC and you don't. They making this money, they ain't. I mean, come on, man. These dudes wouldn't be hungry for fights if they was making all this damn bread. These dudes, you know what I'm saying? A lot of these guys wouldn't be fucked up in the game if they, you know what I'm saying? They wouldn't if they was making all that bread.
I want to change it up a little bit. Do you think how do you think this lawsuit comes out? How do you think what the results are going to be?
I didn't read all 23 pages of transcript, but if some of that shit is true and Bob didn't come through for it, I mean, in a court of law, you didn't fulfill your agreement, so you got to pay. I don't know if they're going to pay the whole 10.
If Canelo Alvarez was able to get his release because they wasn't owning up to giving him these certain names that was promised in the contract, I'm pretty sure Crawford should be able to come out on top in his lawsuit. For real. Yeah. That's the way I look at it.
You look at it another way. If, let's say, because this shit ain't, people act like it's going to go straight to trial and that's going to be it. No, this is a long process. And if it started looking like, hey, he got some traction, he got some merit to this, Bob going to sell out of court. What's the best thing for Bob to do? Sell out of court, pay Bud his money, and then, to be truthfully honest, try to get back in the Bud good graces to try to get some of this damn money on his undisputed fight.
Do you think Bob Arum, Terrence Crawford lawsuit, the Top Rank, has anything to do with Shakur Stevenson getting this fight with Oscar Valdez?
Some yes, some no. I like, to me, being truthfully honest, I look at it the same way we looking at it, right? And we're not like fully completely into the game. I look at it like Jay Prince probably ran down on him, made a phone call like, hey man, you see what's happening? You see what's happening?
Ran down on who?
On Top Rank, Bob, whoever, like you. Shakur been chasing this boy since 126. Since it got to 130, they've been chasing. And it gave every excuse in the world of why Oscar Valdez is not fighting Shakur Stevenson. You know what I'm saying? I ain't saying that like Bud pulling his lawsuit. This is perfect timing. If you a great businessman, if you're an opportunist, and your job as a manager is to get the best opportunities for your clients. If Jay Prince saw that, he was just like this.
Now, Jay Prince, one thing Jay Prince hears to the streets. Jay Prince hears everything that goes on, especially with his fighters. We know that for sure. So I don't think this is something that automatically piqued his interest to go speak to Bob. No, that shit's been in conversation.
I think it's been in conversation, but he probably was on, like, when this happened, he probably was like, you see what happened, right? You gotta make you gonna have to, bro. How you gonna make yourself look good? It can't just be, you know what I'm saying? Company man, Timothy Bradley and Andre Ward. That ain't gonna fly. You gonna have to show.
What you mean, company man, Timothy Bradley and Andre Ward? Because they're commentators.
Yeah, they commentators, but they commentate on ESPN for Top Rank Fights. And you probably can, you can, hey, Tim, you see what's happening? Made me look good, buddy. Made me look good. I got you. Andre, made me look good, buddy. Made me look good. That's how I feel. I think one of them calls those calls were put in.
So you saying Jay Prince made a call to them too?
No, I think Jay Prince made a call to Bob, or I think made a call to Bob. I ain't saying that, like, they've been trying to get this damn Shakur Stevenson fight.
I'm just trying to figure out who was making phone calls to Timothy and Andre.
I think Bob made some phone calls to Timothy, because you see how Timothy.
Man, them commentators, they can say all what they want about Bob Arum. That's their employer.
Exactly. I just think that he was like, hey man, I know Bud, I know you and Bud go back. Yo, but I need you on this one. I'm just fucking around too, bro. But hey man, hey.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I mean, like shit.
Hey,
I don't think no phone call can be made because they're gonna do what they got to do regardless. But I don't think Timothy Bradley's gonna go in there and slander T Bud because he already made the man apologize. Live on air when Timothy said what he said about Bud, and he apologized. You know what I'm saying?
But he was politically correct the other day. Like, and I didn't even watch all of this shit, but it was just so funny because people was just like, old coon Tim Bradley. You know what I'm saying? Because when he said when people say he said I have never, and he was like experienced racist over there. Well, Tim Bradley probably never did.
Don Dollar, stop, bro. Talking about low key looks like Shakur cherry picking Valdez. Man, he has a huge green cherry over there too. That WBC belt. I mean, who cares if he's coming off a damn bad performance? You want that WBC belt, goddamn it, so you can be unified champion.
He's been chasing Valdez since 126. When it came to it, to where Valdez didn't have nowhere else to go, what did he do? He jumped to 130. Shakur went to 130. He been calling Valdez out through everything, through the fights when he fought homeboy, when he fought his girlfriend brother. All these he been calling out.
Joey Gonzalez, yeah.
Yeah, he been called. Listen, man, listen. People don't want to. This is why I say the thing with the difference between Jay Prince and Andre Ward is that Shakur was very unhappy when Andre Ward was in his camp. You know what I'm saying? I think he's gotten everything he wanted, maybe even more, since he's been with Jay Prince. Because the thing is, everybody keeps crying about how come they can't make that fight between Shakur and Valdez. Well, Bob really doesn't have total control of Shakur Stevenson. He's managed by Jay Prince. You know what I'm saying? So
what do you mean total control? I mean, it's managers. Everybody has managers, but it's a certain percentage go to the manager, certain percentage go to the promoter.
Yeah, so if Bob can say, and I say this, that you ain't gonna steamroll Jay Prince on no shit.
No, that's what I'm trying to say. Like he just didn't find out this shit was going on.
So you know what I'm saying? I just feel like that Jay Prince was already on Bob's ass about the fight, and the shit with the lawsuit, that was icing on the cake. If you're a smart businessman, that's just like anything. If you're in football and a top player go down, and you know that you got a free agent and he's sitting there, what you gonna do? You got the man that's next up. What you gonna do? You're gonna try to get him in the best position to further his career. With his boxing, I think Jay Prince was already on it, but with this, I think there was a different phone call. He was just like, oh, he probably was like, I feel like Jay been calling him, been talking to him, and the conversation go a certain way. And then when it came down to like right after the damn lawsuit, or maybe he even knew the lawsuit was coming because those camps are close. Like, you know that, I know that. A lot of people don't know that. That Bud Crawford, Shakur Stevenson, and Jay Prince, all them dudes is close. They all close. They all do business together. It's all love with them. So I think the conversation might have went a little different when they knew that damn lawsuit was coming. Even before it was breaking news, and right after that, Shakur gets Valdez. Right after Shakur says, everybody put up reports that Shakur is like, man, don't ask me nothing about what Bud got going on. All of a sudden, the fight come a day later.
Hey, Don said, and y'all hit the like button. Appreciate y'all for pulling up in the building. Don says, funny, they say Canelo has cherry picked all those champs coming off a bad performance. What's the difference here? Well, whoever they are, I have no idea, because there's so many people that has different opinions about Canelo and how he went about it. But at the end of the day, you totally have to understand what he was able to get and what he was able to inject into his boxing legacy, and that is championship belts and he worked all the way through that 168-pound division to become undisputed. Now, you can call it a cherry pick all you want, but those cherries had a title attached to those.
Yes, they did.
So if you want to take it all the way from some WBA champion Mike Callum Smith to Caleb Plant, and you know him being able to scoop up the WBC as a 2-for-1, I mean, you can't blame the man for that.
Nah.
But when it comes down to us talking about the other conversation being a cherry pick, I don't see it as that, Don. I don't see Valdez having a poor performance and all of a sudden Shakur Stevenson trying to basically take advantage of it, because he was calling him out at 26, like we know.
Yeah.
It didn't happen. He vacated, moved up. He ended up beating Burchell, which is a legitimate, validated win.
Mm-hmm.
He went up there and picked up his WBO title by defeating Jamel Herring. So what better fight to make that's open than the WBC? The one that was freaking ducking was Oscar Valdez. He was doing all that other shit, popping dirty and calling other names. He was calling Shakur name, but he wasn't. His action, his body language didn't show that he really wanted to fight. So I don't think it's a cherry pick because he's the WBC champion. Go get the belt.
I guess he throwing the shot at Canelo.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure. I mean,
Throwing the shot
a lot of people gonna take a shot at Canelo's. He's that guy. He's the guy right now.
He can't do no right.
I'm saying he got a target on his back. You know, another fighter who popped dirty back in the day, but yeah, he's still collecting chips.
Yeah.
And then when he move up here to cruiserweight and fight this cherry pick. Hey, that's a cherry pick, bro. But that's what's there. That's what's accessible. Makabu is the WBC champion. So hey. Sir Ken say, for me personally, I can't wait for that fight. Valdez caught Burchell and once Stevenson get him in the ring, now the rabbit got the gun. Man, you ain't never lied, right, Ken? The rabbit got the gun, dog.
Yep.
Just Do Boxing say Shakur Stevenson is 24 years young, chasing down an undefeated world champion with more experience than him. I don't think there's no way this can be considered a cherry pick. I totally agree with you on that. You know, I don't know, bro. You know, Don, I have to disagree with it being a cherry pick for Valdez in comparison to your analogy with Canelo Alvarez. I don't agree with that.
Yeah, it's totally different. Like, I've been chasing you. Stop running from me. Take his ass whooping. And then I'll go ahead and move up to where I'm supposed to be at 135. I'm like, he's like, I'm just waiting for, I want the Valdez fight.
I got you, Don.
Shakur's like, I want the Valdez fight. You know what I'm saying? So when he's saying that, it's like, I want the Valdez fight. I want the Valdez fight. I want the Valdez fight. I want to beat him. And then I'm going to go on up into them. You know what I'm saying? Because, I mean, Shakur ain't got but like 2 more fights at 132. Then he's going up. So he wants the Valdez fight. Maybe.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that, Pop.
Now he said he's not
I could have sworn Shakur said he wanted to try to, unify the belts at 130 for undisputed.
So that okay. So he got. I'll take Valdez, maybe Colbert, and who got the other belt?
And that's the point. Like the IBF title was vacated for a while, because of damn JoJo missing weight.
Yeah.
So it's all about him being able to get the shot at those other belts if he defeat Oscar Valdez. Are they gonna put him in there with a Colbert? I don't know, man.
Colbert keep calling him out. Ain't Colbert fighting? What's Colbert? What belt is he fighting for? The WBA? Tankso belt?
WBA.
He's fighting for Tankso belt, and the IBF is just sitting there, or somebody won that belt?
I'm not for sure.
So, I mean,
that shit's been. Let me pull it up, bro.
If it's just sitting there, that's crazy.
Every time that I look at it, it's just. Let me see. Okay, they finally feel that shit. Kenichi Ogawa.
Okay.
Kenichi Ogawa. That's who it is. So whoever, so Shakur Stevenson, and then you have Roger Gutierrez.
I just
God
see
damn so Chris Colbert is number 1 for the WBA at super featherweight. So
He should win the belt.
Is that Chris Colbert next fight?
Yeah, he's fighting for the belt. He's fighting for Tanko
So
belt.
it has to be Roger Gutierrez. I need to check that.
So when it come down to that one, it's like, if I see, I don't know. I don't know if Shakur, like, because you know, it could be a big money change for Shakur going to lightweight.
Oh, he's fighting Roger Gutierrez February 26th. People gonna be tuned into that. So we'll see how that fight plays out for Chris Colbert. I really think Shakur Stevenson, real talk, I think he outboxes the ears, the gold out of Chris Colbert's hair, goddamn it. The pink, gold, purple, whatever hair color he got, Shakur Stevenson goddamn boxes the shit out that dude if they ever fought.
He may hurt him. Shakur told him, so he like, man, you already know what it is. Sit down, little man. So that says something to me. Like Shakur might think he can stop him.
He has a good possibility to unify this division, man, based off the competition. Real talk. Like he get past Oscar Valdez, the WBA and the IBF is an easy flow. It's just all about if Bob is going to push him. Bob is going to push Shakur Stevenson like that because this shit came out of nowhere. You know, they were talking about Manuel Navarrete. Now he's pushing for Stevenson and saying that Navarrete can. He was saying potentially Navarrete might get the winner of Shakur Stevenson Valdez.
So he's definitely trying to keep everything in house.
Yeah.
He's trying to keep everything in house. You know how much money he losing at 147 and at 154. He gotta get some belts. And at 135, he ain't got no belts.
Let me get to some of these chats. Andrew Charles on deck. What's good? Kenichi Awagawa got the other belt, and Colbert about to have the WBA. Okay, all right, got you. At the Garden against South African brother Fuzile. Bob is in reactionary mode. I agree, WCS. I made a video on Shakur and Colbert going back and forth. Shakur would take him to school. I truly believe, man, he give him the straight up business, boxing business, bro.
Yeah. It was a fight that Colbert had where the guy had like an 8-day notice too. And he took Colbert, he took everything Colbert gave him, and if the fight would have went another 2 rounds, he might have beat Colbert.
Yeah, Colbert, man, is a light puncher. His mentality is to go in there and put on a show and beat somebody. You know, he changed his name from Lil B Hop to Prime Time, but goddamn it, you should have kept it at B Hop because you ain't been prime time. Goddamn it.
See what said it was 9 days, and he was talking all kinds of shit. All kind of shit. What he was gonna do to that guy, and that guy was like, man, listen. The guy caught on like maybe a round too late, maybe 2 rounds too late. He caught on to him.
We'll see how much they how much push they give behind Shakur Stevenson to fight for that WBA strap. You know what I'm saying? That'll be good. That'll be good for Shakur if he can, take it right down the middle like Canelo did. He went right down the motherfucking title. He went from Callum Smith to Billy Joe Sanders to Caleb Plant. If they allow Shakur Stevenson to do that shit, great. Cool on him.
If that happens, I feel like that'll be a lot of they're gonna have to concede. I ain't gonna say they concede, but they're gonna have to look at the numbers and be like, every time Jay brings fighters to the cards, they perform. You might as well get behind. It's Shakur is his top fighter, we should say, right now, at this moment. Shakur would be his top fighter, even though Big Baby is the heavyweight and the prospect. He got other guys, but Shakur is his top fighter right now, I would say.
Well, definitely Jared Anderson is not the top fighter over Shakur. He hasn't even fought for a championship yet, first of all.
Yeah, so
and though Shakur Stevenson record is not, extensive, so to speak, like some fighters, he is a 2-way champion. Let's get that straight.
So Shakur is I would only imagine that Jay Prince would be pushing like, man, what the fuck, man? You got to get behind this dude, man.
So top rank, you still got to put in consideration Teofimo Lopez.
Mm-hmm.
You put Shakur Stevenson. You know, Lomachenko. Either way you look at it.
Yeah.
You also got to remember, who does Alexander Usyk fight for? Top rank, right?
He fight for top rank.
Alexander Usyk is a two-way champion, 2 unified champion. So you have to put him at the top of the cream too.
Don't doubt. You talk about Josh Taylor. He's just not that dude. Like
Josh Taylor get promotion. They just want him. I don't know if y'all seen this Pop, where they was at the convention, I believe. I forgot what it was, but Josh Taylor was there, and Regis Prograis was right there all together talking.
Yeah.
So, you know, Terrence was talking this shit to Josh Taylor, you know, as always, but they was pretty much just having a conversation. And Josh Taylor, his personality is all right. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
yeah, ain't nothing. I mean,
why people talking about Josh Taylor outside the belts?
The only
Him
thing,
and Regis act just alike.
The funniest thing he ever said, I heard when he talked shit about Tio. He said he'll beat the shit out of Tio. That's the funniest thing I ever heard him say. Other than that, I don't know nothing about that.
That'd be a good fight, man. But you know, like once again, it was options that Terrence might fight Josh Taylor, and now you know he has the option to fight up at 154 if that fight presents itself. I don't, you know, the only thing that the only doubt I have in that is the Charlos being petty. Like, would he even give Crawford a shot? Would he even vocalize that to Al Haymon and say, I want to fight Terrence Crawford? I do. I want to fight him at 54. Let's go. Or he's going to take everything that's been going on with Errol Spence and say, no, I don't want to fight that nigga. Leave him down there at 47. He don't deserve the belts up here. He ain't fought nobody up here. He ain't fought nobody at 47. You know what I'm saying? They might be petty like that.
He can be petty with that, but if he's got that WBO strap and they say you don't fight, we taking that, buddy.
Man, y'all hit the like button. You know what I'm saying? Hit the like button. I know y'all all adults. I don't mention it too much.
It get a little different once he invoked that mandatory clause. He like, hey, listen, man, I'm in line. You fight me now. You know what I'm saying? And if Bud going up there would be Jamel's biggest payday too, and his biggest fight ever. He could be the one known that he was the guy that took Bud's O. That's what he could be. But you know, it could be that. Your combat, I appreciate it. I'm gonna get out of here real quick, man. The kids are going crazy. I'm gonna shut them down real fast.
All right, then, for sure, man.
I appreciate it, bro.
Appreciate you pulling up, bro.
You know it, bro, all the time.
Just Do Boxing say Titus Williams, cause him and Colbert were going at it before they finally fought, and it went the distance too. He took everything Colbert threw. Colbert is not a power. Colbert had just as much power as a freaking a pillow or a descending feather off the wing of a bird. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying his personality far exceeds his power that he possesses as a human being. Seriously, it far exceeds that. You know, the color in the hair. Colbert is trying to compensate people by coloring his hair and coming up with all these freaking characters. That's all he's doing. He know he cannot and will not ever have that equalizing power. He can box. But I wouldn't even say Colbert's a Keyshawn Davis. You know, I just don't see it. Man, Taylor made the Ramirez press fund run. I'm not saying Taylor can't talk shit. Like Terrence Crawford can give you some laughs and stuff with the right person, but it's certain boxers out there that bring it out regardless. Like Ricardo Mayorga. Ricardo Mayorga used to bring the shit out regardless. Prince Hamed. He brought everything the same way all the time. It don't matter who you were. And that's all I'm saying about Josh Taylor. Unless he's got the right dance partner to talk up the fight, I don't know. He's pretty boring to me, personality wise. He can fight his ass off though. I'm talking about personality wise. I even thought some of the shit Crawford did with Amir Khan at post fight. He say, "I hit you in the groin. You really believe that? You know what I'm saying? That's what you're going with." Charlo got mad feminine energy. All I can say, man, the way he has exploded, what I used to watch him do to Jerry Hurd when he was a unified champion, the way he has disrespected so many freaking people. The fact that your brother is weighing in and you back there going off, cussing and screaming and yelling at Gervonta Davis and Adrian Broner. Like the shit that's been playing out in social media. Dude, man, I don't know, man. It's some levels that's chemically unbalanced with these cats, man. I smashed the like button and just subscribe. I appreciate you, bro. Thanks for subscribing to the channel, man. Pass the word. Appreciate you pulling up. Seawood say peace, pop. Keyshawn Davis is a problem for real. With school, his brother is nice too. Yeah, man. You know, his two brothers and everything. I'm looking forward to seeing Keyshawn elevate, continue to fight in the sport. Real talk. I'm looking forward to that. He looked very strong in his last fight. You know, he's been confident. I like how he handled himself at the press conference. Approachable every time. Keyshawn Davis is approachable, man. Before they signed, they had some big news they couldn't let out when they was down there at the Shakur Stevens and Jamel Herring. I was able to interview him, but I really wish they could have dropped that shit to me, but they couldn't. But they did let it be known they had some stuff on the horizon. That's boxing, man. It seems like the boxing promoter always got to be the ones to drop the shit, but yet you get Kevin Iole or Mike Coppinger or one of these other guys that drop the news. It's not even the promoter. How did they find out about the news? Why are they dropping the news? Because that's what they wanted to do. They want that person to send a text out so we can all grab onto it, work for free, do lives, and put the information out there and flood the damn airways. I'm telling you, that's what happens, bro. These fighters can never drop their own shit ahead of time. They got to get permission. And then it's usually one of these writers who drop the damn information. That's keeping it real. But like I was saying earlier, man, we'll see how this shit play out in 22. There's some shaky stuff that's going on over there in Texas with the Cowboys. And then, we're going to see what's going on with Spence and Mel Charlo. I'm looking forward to both of those fights. I'm not wishing no ill will on Errol Spence and Udinese Ugas. I hope they have a damn good fight. For real. May the best fighter win that fight. I just don't want to see no buffoonery where Udinese Ugas comes in there and act like he don't know what to do. Like all of a sudden he can't box. All of a sudden he get that Luke Campbell in him. He get that Luke Campbell-itis and start backing up. Oh man, this is too much. Errol Spence is just too much of a fight. I never been in here with somebody like. I don't want to see none of that shit. I don't want to see backing up to the ropes, taking unnecessary punishment. Giving us a 360 off the performance that you had against Sean Porter, and somehow that shit is totally opposite. I don't want to see none of that. I want to see straight up, give us a unification match as if you're going in there to take everything from Spence. Is Spence going in there to take everything from damn Ugas? That's what I want to see. I agree. Kids look very strong, very confident, and always smiling, good energy. W says, what about the 18-year-old Jahad Tucker? He's a monster. He's speaking all facts. I mean, I do agree that Jahad Tucker's name should be talked about more than what his record is speaking about. Like when he told me straight to my face, no blinking, no looking off into the ceiling. He said if they want to throw him a bone, he's ready for it. That was without any doubt. That wasn't just for the cameras. He said if they want to throw him a bone and it's a top contender or a top champion, he's ready for it. He believes he's ready for that. A lot of people believes he's ready for that. Even being 6-0, what are we looking at right now? We see fighters that's coming in there with less than 10 fights. They're stepping in there with fighters that's way more experienced now. That has to happen if that fighter is ready. So I think, man, it's going to be a matter of time before we see Jahad Tucker come into the equation with a big name. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. It'll be a very good fight between him and Conor Benn. Man, they have some, like, if Jahad's basically saying, hey, I don't care if they throw me a bone or whatever, it's plenty of them at 47 that he can link up with. Plenty. Real talk, it's plenty. You got Vito Melnicki there, isn't he? Isn't Vito still there? He moved up. He might have, he was having a little bit of, weight situations, but I think he's still at 47. Man, they got so many damn names at 47. People be calling, for Jahad to face Boots in his neck. That's no way he can win that. Hey, two fighters that's on the gas. You know what I'm saying? Two fighters are gonna give you that full speed, energy that you was looking for. Them action scenes. That'll be a good fight up the road before Boots move up to 54. The Virgil Ortiz, I said it. I put it out there. I told people, I think Jahad Tucker is ready for Virgil Ortiz. Then you have Maurice Hooker that's up there too. It's just too many names for him to be thrown at that makes sense. A good test for Jahad would be Josesito Lopez too. Josesito Lopez, Conor Benn, even Stanthionis. If you really want to break in the top 10, Jamal James, Michael Fox, David Avanesian, you know what I'm saying? Kavalauskas. It's plenty of names that's up there, and in the top 15 that he can fight. He probably will never get the Kell Brook fight. You know what I'm saying? What about Cody Crowley? Cody Crowley is sitting in the WBC at the back end of the top 15. You know what fight he's coming off of now. Goddamn, put him in there with Cody Crowley, man. Nobody's safe, goddamn it. If Jahad Tucker's trying to climb that ladder like that, shit. Just think about it. Cody Crowley just had his big fight. You know what I'm saying? He ended up picking up that unanimous win against Quadratillo. Adu Katratrav. You know what I'm saying? Hey, both of these fighters was undefeated going in there in December, and he picked up the unanimous decision win. So that'll be a good fight. That'll be a tough fight. Put the Canadian in there with Jahad Tucker. Shit, fuck it. I agree. Kids looking very confident and always smiling and good energy. I read that, like Callum Smith. Salute WCS. I can't wait for the show with you, Bruce, and Big Duke tonight. Excited to hear you break down nutrition to a T. Yeah, he's gonna send me that information. I think he said it was gonna be at let me see. Yeah, he still got to send me the link. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that too, man. Yes, sir. I know it's early, but he looked extremely polished against Akeem Black. He completely destroyed Black, and that was supposed to be a test. And I agree, Tucker's coming strong. Vito's still there. Man, I'm telling you, man, Tucker's a different dude, man. Just his confidence on how how he's so fluent with his style and rhythm. You know, you got to have rhythm as a boxer too. You know how people used to talk about Vasyl Lomachenko, how his dad took him to gave him dance lessons and stuff like that, and they was just enamored at his footwork and how he moved in the ring. I mean, you look at the way Jaha Tucker moves in the ring. He doesn't do all the necessary, unnecessary rhythm and movement like the drunken master, Emmanuel Augustus, but some of his movement side to side, back and forth, while he's throwing punching, is somewhat similar. Like you have to be very, very confident within yourself to be able to move the way he do in the pocket. And you know, his hands are down sometime. He's right there in front of his opponent and he'll draw what he's looking for. He either land a counter or, you know, he'll throw a punch from a weird angle. That's not something, like Timothy Bradley said, that's not something you teach in the gym. That's just something that's you're in rhythm with. You know what I'm saying? This dude's confidence is just on a whole nother level. Now he's going to get to a point where his name is getting bigger. And then you're going to have individuals out here trying to match him up virtually. They're trying to give him the virtual YouTube matchup on who he should fight next each and every time he steps out into the ring. You know what I'm saying? You can't continue to ignore him. Like he's a special fighter. So he keeps on fighting. They're going to continue to say, oh, he needs to fight that person. He needs to fight this person. But from my understanding, Jahai's mentality is he's ready for anybody at the top of the food chain. For real. So if you think for 1 minute Top Rank is not having conversations about Jaha Tucker, you're sadly mistaken. They having conversations about this guy. For real. They having conversations. They just want to make sure that when they do put him in there with somebody, that it's going to be a good fight, and that Jahai won't go in there and get, you know, ran through. I don't know, man. We'll just have to wait and see what the mirror has in store for us. You know what I'm saying? What the man in the mirror is going to damn present us with Jahai. And then I'm curious to know how many times he's going to fight in 22. He might fight 4 times this year. You know what I'm saying? He continue to win by the end of the year. His record, he might just be sitting at 10-0 by the end of the year, dog. I know it's early, but he looked extremely polished. Yep, read that. Cody Crowley ready for anyone. Yeah, Cody Crowley coming off a very, very entertaining win. You know what I'm saying? So you got to give it up to Cody Crowley going in there defeating an undefeated fighter. That'd be a very tough fight. And, you know, he's just now, you know, breaching the top 15 in the WBC. So we'll see how that goes for Jaha Tucker. Tucker's a young killer, and I like to see him against Crowley. Yeah, I like to see that, man. I like to see that. Jahai's rhythm and his mindset, confidence-wise, is amazing. He's very locked in, calibrated to splitting those ropes and going in there and giving the fans what they want. Like he's literally giving the fans what they want, showboating at the same time, but literally keeping it disciplined in the ring. The shit he's doing in there is almost like he's showing up to, you know, his dance floor and he's about to put on a performance. But this dance consists of, you know, letting your left and right hands do the talking. You know what I'm saying? You have to dance in rhythm and disrupt the rhythm of your opponent while you still stand in rhythm. His footwork is amazing. Head movement is amazing. You can't expect him to go in there and not get hit. Yeah, he's gonna get touched up, But so far, right now he's doing excellent work. A lot of people thought Akeem Black was going to be a very tough out for Jihad Tucker. He went in there and stopped that dude quickly, proficiently, with authority. You know what I'm saying? Shit. He ain't playing around. And then he asked the audience, was it a bad stoppage? Oh my God, dog. He said that shit with a straight face. Was it a bad stoppage? Because he know what he had just done. There's no so many talented young fighters. Only reason Boots the most popular because he's piggybacking off Crawford and Spence. Is he piggybacking? Boy, he's riding that motherfucking horse standing up. They gave Boots a saddle with a thoroughbred. Said, go ahead and ride on in that motherfucker. They waiting on you. The YTC was freaking pushing it. They had batteries coming all out of Boots' back. They was stuffing goddamn Duracells in. Go ahead, Boots. We got you. We got you. You ain't running out. We're going to keep on pushing you, Boots. Go ahead. Boots versus Crawford. Boots versus Crawford. That shit has since died down, thank God. I haven't been hearing no Boots versus Crawford anymore. And furthermore, hearing Bo Ennis on Boxing News 24, he understands it. He said, I understand it's a business. I understand Terrence Crawford is going to go for where the money is at. See, if Bozy Ennis understands, why don't these individuals on YouTube understand? When they sitting up here was yelling and screaming, Boots versus Crawford. Crawford don't have a fight. So fucking what? He don't have a fight. Who cares? If you get on here and talk about boxing being a business all day, why doesn't it play a role in this scenario also? Because the bigger bag is Crawford Spence, not Crawford Boots. Come on now, man. Y'all smarter than that. Stop it. Stop it, bro. His confidence and fluidity in the ring and comfortable and smooth this kid fights. He's well beyond his years. In my honest opinion, his confidence is amazing. He likes to fight. Man, concur with everything you just said, bro. For real. I concur with that. Confidence and fluidity. You know what I'm saying? He feels comfortable in there. And plus his pace. The pace that he's setting in there, you know, it has you tuned in. You sitting up, you postured different. You're like, what the fuck? Hold up. You goddamn postured up and shit. You looking over the person's head in front of you like, damn, this dude all gas, goddamn it. Again. He's all gas again. You can't help but tune in with interest, dog. For real. You can't help but tune in with interest with this kid. He's up to taking the fight to these cats. And I totally agree with what you're saying about being ahead of himself. I do believe he's years ahead of himself when it comes to the maturity of understanding boxing. You know what I'm saying? And also his boxing IQ. I do believe he's a bit ahead of his time. There's so many talented young fighters. Only reason Boots most popular. He piggybacking. I read that. Crawford just fought 2 months ago. Why must he rush into another fight? Fans of Sun YTB channels need to chill. They definitely need to chill because it's selfish, bro. It's selfish that you just seen him get a stoppage of Sean Porter, but yet you're trying to say he should rush right back into negotiations. Rush right back into negotiations, right? With the favorite YTC boxer of the year, Boots Ennis, when the bag is with Spence. It doesn't make any sense at all for him to do that. If y'all don't think Boots is a soft touch, why would Crawford go in there and fight a tough fight like Boots Ennis when he has a fight with a reputable name that's on the pound for pound list with him that he's gonna make pretty good money with. Why would he go out here and just squander that moment and fight a young lion that's coming up that really haven't fought nobody to get that shot yet? Boots Ennis haven't fought anybody to get that shot. The only people that's giving him a shot is the YouTube, the YouTube community. That's it. The YouTube community, the YTC. Them the only people that's trying they finally shut that shit down. They was up here pushing. Wow, if Crawford don't have a fight, so fucking what? He don't have a fight. He's getting up legal documentation. They'll file a lawsuit right now. He's gonna be in court to get his money. That's what he was doing. He's getting his damn paperwork in order so he can go up there and sue Top Rank to get his just due. So he's not up here thinking about Boots Ennis right now. He's thinking about getting and recouping his money that's owed to him via Top Rank. Virgil Ortiz need to fight Boots, but they don't want no part of that kid. And I agree. The fight that makes most sense for Crawford is the winner of Spence Ugas. All facts on Tucker. That is the fight that makes sense, no doubt about it. And Virgil Ortiz, what I like about Virgil Ortiz is he's been in 2 fights that he suffered some controversy. Like he went through the storm and they slowed his ass down a little bit. At first Ortiz was saying he don't care. You know what I'm saying? When Jim Gray or whoever asked him, like, you think you're ready for that fight? I don't care if I'm ready or not. I think his team really sit back and say, hey, I understand that you were motivated to go out here and have that big fight, but you need to just slow it down right now. We're not trying to give you a loss right now. And I don't think you're ready for that big name. But Michael McKinnon is ranked number 3 now. You know what I'm saying? That's Virgil Ortiz next opponent. So I'm thinking, why not Boots Ennis fight Sandor Martin, who's coming off a pretty good win against Mikey Garcia? That makes all the sense in the world to me. If Virgil Ortiz can fight 3, Boots Ennis, who is 2, can fight number 4. Real talk. Come on, man. Real talk. Y'all talking about who Crawford, why he ain't fighting? Who Boots? Does Boots have a fight? Let's get him a fight in the top 5. Let's get Boots Ennis a fight in the top 5. In the top 5, let's get him a fight. Put him in there with Sandor Martin. Put him in there with Sandor Martin. Period. If he ain't in there with Sandor Martin, who's in the top 5, I don't want to hear anything. I want to hear nothing about nothing because Crawford's not going to give him a fight like that. It doesn't make business sense. And they're not going to make that fight. They're not going to tell Crawford, hey, go up here and fight Boots. I mean, Boots still have to build up his resume, man. He's an exciting fighter. He's the truth. Definitely. Boots got the goods, bro. Boots team is going down the IBF route next. Final versus Custio Clayton is likely next. Either way it goes, whoever he chooses to fight, Boots Ennis, he's going to have to fight somebody tough to get to that championship. No matter what route he take. Boots is ranked in all sanctioning bodies. He is ranked in all sanctioning bodies. Ortiz and him going to have to fight, or they just going to avoid each other and then work around and try to see what happened with these belts. You know what I'm saying? But Boots is ranked from the WBC to the WBO. Yeah, you're right about Ortiz has been tested a little bit in his his last couple, and like how he responded to adversity. Few more fights, he will be ready. And Martin versus Ennis makes a lot of sense. It does, man. He's top 5. Let's see that fight. Clay moved up from 14 to 5 in the new IBF rankings after beating a journeyman in December. Booth first Clayton is my guess. Hey, you mentioning how Clayton moved up from 14 to number 5, beating a journeyman. It's the same thing that I put out there about, people speaking about Jaron Ennis, who went from number 15 to number 2 in a short period of time. And some of those slots was adjusted when he didn't even have a fight. You know what I'm saying? He didn't even have a fight. They moved Jaron Ennis up to number 5 before he stepped in there with Thomas Delorme. When he fought Thomas Delorme and beat him, they moved him from 5 to 2. How do you fight somebody coming off a guy who's on 2-fight losing streak, and then you see what L Dub just put about fighting the journeyman? These ranking systems are amazing, dog. These ranking systems are just incredible. Like, what are you getting at, man? What are we talking about? Boots, when he came into the ranking system, they were shifting that dude when he was in the bottom half of the 15. They quickly took him out of there. And before you know it, he was up in the top 10, dog. Even in between fights, he was moving up the ladder of the ranking system. So it's all about, the money that you putting up, who you with, a whole lot of things to get you into that position to be considered a top contender. I don't have too much damn respect for the ranking system because, like I just said, like they always move certain fighters up faster than others to get to a certain spot to try to make money. What is the formula for the ranking system? For real, what is the formula, people? I don't know the formula. Conor being ranked like number 5 in 3 major sanctioning bodies. I hope he gets a decent opponent because he claims none of these dudes are testing him. And I agree. I hope Ben fights a name and not an inactive AB. Right now, I just want to see AB get a fight. Conor Ben fight would be very, very tough for AB, but AB hasn't been stopped yet. You know what I'm saying? Conor Ben say he wouldn't mind facing the winner, Kell Brook Khan. He's made that clear. It just seems like he's fighting some fighters that's coming off a loss or whatever. That's what he's trying to. He's not really fighting. I mean, I don't think definitely Conor Ben is going to see a freaking Jahad Tucker or anything like that. I don't think he's going to see any of the tough names that's ranked below him. I like Conor Ben too. I like his flash, all that. But he's in a tough division right now. I ain't gonna lie to you. That welterweight division, that's a tough division, dog. I'm just waiting for the changing of the guard. That's why I want this Crawford and Errol Spence fight to take place. Because either way, I don't see them defending those titles for a long time. Whoever it may be, if it happens. I want to see the changing of the guard. I want to see some titles spread out across the division so we can see more of these names is in the welterweight division. The changing of the guard, man, I hope it happens. I just hope Spence don't hold on to the belts for a long period of time before he faces Crawford. I just don't want it. I really want these belts to be kind of spread it out after there's a unified champion. Unified division, vacate, and allow the changing of the guard to happen. Now we have the Ortizes. Now we have the Ennises. Now we have the Conor Benns. We have all these individuals that's on their way up the food chain to try to fight for a belt. Also, Keith Thurman. Keith Thurman ain't going anywhere, so he might end up being a champion again. But man, hey, it's been 2 1/3, 2.5. God damn it! I appreciate y'all pulling up, man. I'll be on Bruce Gold's channel later on. You know, we're gonna be talking about nutrition though, and a lot of other things. I don't know the entire topic, but what I do know is, you know, all based off my experience and what I used to do, you know, as far as fitness and everything. So I'm looking to be educated on some things, being he's been in the game, he said like 20, 25 years. So I'm looking forward to that. So y'all be sure to tune in to that channel later on. And I'll give you the full channel name. All right. And hit the like button, man, on your way out. Appreciate y'all pulling up in the live chat. It's always appreciated. Hold on for a second. It's Bruce Gold's Boxing, Jazz, and More. So check out his channel later on today. I think he said he was coming on like 6:30 or something like that. Yeah, but check out his channel, man. You know what I'm saying? We'll take it from there. Turn up and tune in to World Combat Sports. I'm out.